All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Drain. This is Ham Solo 05 gaming with you. Also, with the rest of the panel, we got Matt Likes Games, Twan, and Foremost. Here to have another great show. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's talk about what we've been playing. First of all, I just got the NWO edition of
Bought it.
WWE 2022. Let's go.
Nice.
Super excited about that game. It's pretty different than like a lot of games I played wrestling wise, but I tell you what, it definitely gets you excited again. It's a lot easier than the 2016 one, which is the last one I played, which had the sticks that you use kind of like in UFC to like stop submissions and stuff like that. So it felt really dull, didn't really feel like a fun, engaging wrestling game at all. But the new one, 2022, feels absolutely fantastic so far. I've just been doing a little bit of my career or whatever that's called. So far, I've got the wrestler like made because creating a person for the first time in a video game like that, or now in like Tiny Tina's Wonderland and stuff like that. When you make a character, it definitely takes a lot longer because that's what you're going to be looking at or dealing with for quite some time. But that was really cool. Did a few matches with them. That's about as far as I got before I had to go eat dinner with the family. Also been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima lately, but let's see what the panel's been up to. Matt Likes Games. What's going on, bro? How you been?
I've finally beaten Elden Ring. I have finally beaten Elden Ring, and I am now free to play other games. And instead of playing something new like Ghostwire Tokyo, which I should be doing, I'm actually on PlayStation Now playing the original God of War trilogy.
What
Because
do you
I've never
think
played.
about PlayStation now? Is it actually
He's on
stable
the
at all
great
for you?
list.
It's so much better than it used to be. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it was what back before the PS5 came out. It was like I don't know, 2019 maybe. I tried it, and it was not great for me, at least. I don't know. It could have just been my experience, but it wasn't great. But now I'm trying it. It runs pretty good. I mean, feels
Are you
relatively.
hardwired?
I mean, no, not even
No?
hardwired on the
Or you're just
PS5.
doing Wi-Fi? Okay.
I'm hardwired on my PC, which I play there sometimes too on PS Now. But like, yeah, I'm playing God of War. I beat God of War 1. I'm on God of War 2 now. I'm about a quarter of the way through that, but yeah, I'm getting through that whole series, and then it's gonna be Infamous. I'm gonna
Yeah,
play Infamous 1 and
it's
2.
so crazy that Sony doesn't have those games natively on the PS5 or the
Yeah,
PS4 yet.
I
It's
wish.
it's it's crazy how
I
some of
Because that's like their like banner
yeah.
games, That's
Like
that's what
Exactly,
not only
PlayStation's
that,
known for. So it's weird
but I
to. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
exactly,
continue. My bad.
not only
exactly.
that, but I feel like it's crazy that even the Ratchet and Clank PS2 games, you could only play those on the PS2 and the PS3. Like there's no way to play the Ratchet and Clank PS2 games on PS4 or PS5 yet. And I'm like,
I
those
mean,
games are
hopefully one day. There's all sorts. We'll talk about it later, but there's like
yeah.
all sorts of reports that say that they've heard people's feedback and
Mhm.
they're working on some sort of PS3 emulation. That I don't know if that's true, but there's rumors of it, and if that's the case, then that would be very much welcome.
That's wishful thinking.
Hold
Yeah, this
on,
is
It
Sony
is.
we're
Sensei.
talking about.
Sensei was in the chat, which I wanted to pretty much cold clock Matt with it real quick.
Whoa, what's going
Melania
on?
is next, is what he had to
Uh,
say. And all I got to say is,
yeah,
brother, welcome back to Hageltree. Let's go. Get up in
yeah.
there, run those trees,
It, is
hop
she
down.
next?
That
She, she,
place is
she
the
is.
spawn of evil.
Matt was like
Exactly.
last night I was talking to Matt and he was like, "You're not selling this place to me, man. I really don't
Exactly.
want to play this place at
Like
all."
I was
You
excited to fight.
should.
I was excited to fight Melania because like I just like the look of Melania. I was like, that looks like an awesome boss. I
Mhm.
was like, oh, I got on. I was like, oh, I can't wait to do this. And then they're like, oh, you're not even close. And I'm like, well, what do I got to do? They're like, the way they explained it, I was like, that sounds
It's
horrible.
it's easier.
That sounds
It's
terrible.
easier than it sounds. It's more like you just got to deal with a lot of Scarlet Rot, and it's just a
Yeah.
lot going
One
on.
day. One day.
So the thing is, foremost, is he hasn't even gotten into that
Not in title tree.
section of the map.
You
So he
haven't
hasn't
even
even
got.
he hasn't
Oh,
even
you
got
haven't
in
even.
there yet. So he doesn't even know what it's like
Oh,
when you initially enter into that area.
oh, so you
It
haven't even
is
got to the real Harry Potter castle yet.
it is straight
Nope.
up a disease of the worst kind when you
Yeah,
first get in.
it's pretty bad. Like the snowfield is bad, and then you just get to the city, and it's just like, why?
See, because that's where I'm at. I'm at the snowfield. I'm at that
Oh yeah,
concentrated
no,
snow whatever
you
place.
haven't even gotten to where Millennia's at yet.
Exactly. And that's what they said. And I was like, well, fuck that. I was
No,
like,
you should do it.
okay.
You should
Dude, you
totally
should
do
go
it.
fight you should go
I'm-
fight the giant turtle that throws a bunch of like beams at you. That's in the snowfield, by the way.
So just to let you know, foremost, exactly where he kind of is on that part, he needs to go still light the towers to get into
Yeah,
them.
whatever
That's the
that
next
Oh,
is.
so
step
you
for
haven't
him.
even got to Ordino to light the. Oh, I know exactly where you're at.
I'm at the
Ah.
consecrated snow whatever side of grace.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, have fun with the invisible assassin that's over there. Yeah,
See,
that's fun.
everything you guys say makes me totally not want to do this.
I mean, you could get a
That's
torch that
so
lets you see him, or just spam AoE and kill him. But I mean, either way, it's an invisible assassin that you can't see.
That's fine.
Foremost, your mic is a little too high, bro. Very
Is that better?
sensitive. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Yeah, it was
now
like
we're good.
all up next to me.
Yeah. But yeah, Matt, come join us. Come on. Come play.
Eh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll do it.
He's not
once you
even
get
gonna
in there-
play. Millennia's gonna play with him.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll let him struggle a couple fights, and then we'll hop in there and help him run through it. I mean, he might get through it by himself. I mean, let's not act like he's not like a level 225 or something like that.
Doesn't matter, bro. Millennia is just disgusting as a boss. I
He
had
is.
to
He's
call
pretty
in
rough.
help, and we had to try. We tried like 5 times before we actually got it. I was like begging my friend for help. I was like, "Can you help me?" I was like, "I'm scared."
Yeah, and Sensei makes a good point. He says, just run. Once you get
Just
in there,
run.
just once, and that's true because that's exactly what I did. I beelined it. I was like, I'm only gonna fight bosses in here where I can call in a mimic, because I do not want the smoke around this area at all. Because they got those snowmen guys that are like blowing the, like the horn things at
yeah,
you,
the horns.
and then they got those crazy fast ants and other bugs around. Like, you just have to book it no matter what. And even once you
you
get
also
to the
have the giant birds.
yeah, and some of the birds, but but once you get like into like the city area of that, I mean, it's not any better. Like, fight wise, it's still like pretty terrible, but you can still like run past everything and get to the bosses and everything that you need to do. Like, they purposely let you know that fighting is just not a good idea.
It's not, dude. Once I found out the way to go, I just straight up ran. Once I knew where to go, I was like, I'm out. Peace out. I'm just gonna get from checkpoint to checkpoint until I make it.
It's more like a time trial than it is like a fight that you're supposed to do. You just get the hell out of there. But anyways, moving on. Matt, do you have any other games that you wanted to mention that you were playing, or?
Just God of War. Just God of War right now.
Going through that PS now.
All right, let's move to Twan. What's up, bro?
Oh man, you already know what I was playing.
Yeah,
give
some
you a minute.
Crossfire.
I don't know. That's honestly that'd be. I wish I was playing Crossfire after playing this game.
No.
Like this game, you know what I like. I don't even know where to start.
Oh man, what's going
So
on?
okay, you already know I'm gonna bring up
Yeah.
the House of the Dead remake, right?
Yes.
That cool 56.
Ever since this game was announced, I was like, I do not want this game to come out. Like it's like the opposite of being hyped for a game, where it's like I was like anti-hype, I guess, where it's like I know this is gonna be garbage, right? But it's like, but it's like I'm still looking forward to coming out because I'm like a fan of the franchise. So it's like all these mixed reactions where it's like I'm I'm a huge fan of the franchise, but it's like fuck, I know this is gonna be terrible. And now I played this game, and now it's like it's even worse than I thought it was gonna be because so it's even worse because they completely redid the music. It sounds awful. I mean, that was like a big part of the game for me was the music. The music was amazing. Completely redid it. I was like, this is terrible. The game just feels completely different. The physics are off. The audio design's completely butchered. The performance on the game itself is bad. It was on the Switch, so I was kind of expecting that. And it was just overall it's honestly the thing is like I'm fine with a company making a bad game. I'm like, okay, you tried, right? But when you go back and tamper with a classic, that's when it's going too far for me, because now you're making this great game look bad. That was a good game to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like
you play anything
like
good?
I have more respect for Crossfire X than I do with this game.
Ooh,
it's
my
because at least Crossfire X, they're a different game. They're not tampering with anything. But they're going back. They're going back to this game that I hold very dearly, right? Like it's like a masterpiece in my eyes, and they made it look garbage. And to me, it just paints a bad image with that game, and it's disrespectful.
I feel like I need to change the show to be called Hot Takes because it feels like we have a lot of those in here.
We probably
I don't
will.
even know if this is a hot take. I know a lot of people are really mixed on this game. There are a few people that say it's faithful, and I'm sorry, but if you give this game over a 7, just quit. Like, you don't deserve to review games. Like, I'm sorry.
That's rough. That is
a hot take.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't know how you could do that.
Oh my.
But
yeah.
like I'm just like it's to the point where it's starting to affect my daily life how bad this game is. Like I'm bringing it up, and my friend's like, no, you gotta let it go, man. Just move on. I'm like, I can't. Like I'm just thinking about this game 24/7. It's just bothering me. Just the fact that it exists.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it exists.
This sounds horrible.
Just like I'd rather this game just not exist, and now my life would be so much better. Oh.
Man, certainly.
I have to get that off my chest. Fuck, I'm
all
just
right.
playing this game.
Is there anything positive that you've been enjoying at all, other than that?
Kirby's pretty good.
Okay,
Kirby's pretty good.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about that last.
I never finished it. I'm still dabbling into it every now and then.
Is it still pretty easy and chill?
Yeah, it's a chill game if you want to go by, and it's not hard at all. I mean, there's like those few times where they'll throw a puzzle at you, and you'll get stuck a little bit, then you'll figure it out, then it's fine.
Gotcha. Foremost, what's up?
Honestly, I'm like having trouble finding a game to enjoy after Elden Ring. But I have been playing Guardians of the Galaxy since it's on Game Pass. So that's actually been pretty fun. I've also been playing World War Z, switching between PC and Stadia. So I'm trying to find some enjoyment after I beat Elden Ring and Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxy is neat. I've been wanting to play it, and it's actually just really funny, the constant conversations they have.
I still need to beat that game, but it's very fun.
It's fun so far.
Yeah, good story too.
I'm on like chapter 5, I think, or I just beat
chapter 5.
Might be farther than I am. Probably. I've been playing this game nonstop, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which game was it? I got kind of zoned out there.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
He's just in a fit of rage right now.
Dude, he's just a rage-induced by
I'm just thinking about that. Like I can't sleep. Like it's affecting my sleep. I think I have a receding hairline now after playing that game.
He's just looking at the case right now. He's just looking down at the case.
He's like, what a disappointment.
Yeah, I heard Guardians of the Galaxy is on Game Pass now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe one day I'll try that. I heard it was actually way better than Avengers from what I've heard.
Oh, dude, don't even try to make that. Don't try to make that.
Oh my god!
He's like, don't even disrespect respect
That's
it
a
like that.
whole different ball game, dude. Like Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers is like trying to compare apples to oranges because Avengers is just bad, and Guardians of the Galaxy is what Avengers wishes it was,
Mhm.
but it's
Yeah.
not.
It was developed
Yeah.
by the same team, was it? Or
No,
No, Crystal Dynamics did
because I know
Avengers.
Square Enix
Yeah.
published it though, right?
Yeah.
Square published both. Crystal did Avengers, like he said,
Yeah.
and Eidos did Guardians of the
Eidos.
Galaxy.
Yeah, Eidos
Okay.
Montreal did
All right. Yeah.
Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yep.
about right. Yeah.
All right. So, is that it foremost? Anything else for you, bro?
Pretty much, yes. I'm never gonna touch Arc, so
That's fine with me. Don't bother me.
You just have to bring it
No
up.
way.
Squeeze that
that's
in
pretty
there.
much been it. Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Well, anyways, now we're going on to our next topic, which is dope concepts that fucking suck to play. So I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna let Matt lead us into what game we played this week.
So we played Anthem, and Anthem is a game that I think we all pretty unanimously agree. It's actually not. It doesn't suck to play. It sucks to play now because you know it's never going to be anything more than what it is now.
Mhm.
Because they gave up on the game. They launched it in a bad state. I feel like they launched it probably too early. And they said, "Oh, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna reboot it. Everything's gonna be fine." And then a couple months later, they're like, "Nope, that's done." And now what you have is what you have, and that's it. And it's a game you turn on, and it just makes you upset at what could have been. I mean, at least that's for me, quite honestly. I don't know how you guys feel, but playing that game last night, it made me upset, especially the strongholds, because I didn't do many strongholds. It made me upset at what that game could have been.
Yeah, that's how
And
I
what it-
thought
yeah.
when I was playing it. I was like, man, I was almost frustrated in a way when I was playing because I was like, this had so much potential, even just flying around. I'm like, this could have been amazing, right? But
It could have been
like
the game of the generation. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the games of the generation.
Yeah, it could have definitely been up there. But
Yeah.
even after like 3 strongholds though, like I felt like okay, I kind of get it, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like there's definitely some repetition to the game that they'd probably need to work on as
yes.
well, you know. So
Yes.
that's probably another reason why it probably died so fast, is some people just kind
Yep.
of got sick of it. So
It gets boring fast because it's a lot of fun stuff, but it's a lot of the same stuff
yeah,
over and over again. Like we reused environments for different
Mhm.
missions, and
yeah. Last time we couldn't even tell if we're in a different mission or not. That one time,
yeah,
we're like, is this the same mission or is this a different? Like we couldn't even tell,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. All
But
right. No, go ahead.
oh no, keep going.
All right. So, all right. This game, Anthem. If you were to watch the, commercials or see the,
Mhm.
advertisements or, trailers for the game, you'd be like, yes, this is indeed something that Destiny should be afraid of. You
Yes,
start to
100%.
play it at the beginning, and you're like, indeed, this is a game that Destiny should look out for. But let's go back just a little bit. Let's take a couple steps back. So if you're playing it on console, you don't go through this situation at all. But if you're on
Ooh.
PC,
Oh, I know where this
the
is
way
going.
you're introduced to the game is pretty much how the game is going to play out for you in the
Yeah.
long run, whether you're playing on console or not. Just turning on that game, you have to deal with the EA launcher,
Oh,
which
God.
anytime you try to go to turn on a game, you have to log in. Even if you click to remember to log in. First world problem, yes, I know, but
Yeah.
still annoying. Still
Actually,
very
no.
annoying.
Also, it took
Actually,
me
I
3
have
days
not
to
had
install
to.
that game with the EA Play.
I had
It
to
took
I
me
had to
3
do
days.
it. I don't have to do it every time, but I've had to do it at least 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
For the past like 10, 15 times I've used the launcher, I have not had to log in again.
I
Well,
Actually,
I
don't know. I
mean,
find it
that's
hard
the
to believe.
dream. That's the dream.
That's the dream, but that's not what any of us other folks
No.
experienced at all.
Oh
We
yeah.
had to
I'm just
continually
special.
log in over and over. I'm happy that you don't have to deal with that, but we did.
Oh
But
yeah.
but continuing on, like it is very frustrating getting into the game, and then once you got into the game, it was like, man, especially on the PC, it's like, man, this looks amazing. Because on the PC, like, you turn them graphics all the way up to like ultra, or even a couple of grades below it.
The game
It
is very
still
well
looks
optimized for PC.
fantastic. Yes, it looks
Yeah.
great.
Even Foremost, he doesn't have the best PC in the world, and he said the game ran just completely fine for him as well.
Yeah,
right?
the game runs perfectly
So
fine.
the
It's
game's
just
well optimized on PC.
it's a very dude. It looks beautiful. It's
does.
just such
Yeah.
a disappointment because the game is just done.
Yeah. And we'll never get to see that game. Could easily, like Cam said, that game could easily give Destiny a run for its money,
It
and
could,
we'll never get to see that.
but like as Tuan was saying just a moment ago, like you continue into the game and you start playing it for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and like the loot that you pick up is very repetitive. That was one of the biggest issues with that game is the loot wasn't that jaw dropping, and
Yep.
and the variations of different things that you could use felt very stagnant after a while, especially if you played
Happens.
the game as long as I did. I played the game for quite some time. I
Yeah,
was
you're
like
pretty
in
into
the
it, yeah.
5, 6, 700 power with my characters. So I had to deal with getting the same weapon over and over and over. And the only thing that was different is now I can kill the enemy in front of me a little bit better than I could before, but everything else is the same. And it just
Yeah.
got super duper old. But even for a new person like Twan, you play
Played
that
like
game
3
for a
rounds, I'm
couple
like, yeah, I'm
hours,
pretty good now,
and you're just like, all right, like
get it, you know?
what's
Yeah.
gonna happen? And the story isn't really that immersive.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it just had a bunch of things kind of falling apart at once, and then EA, which I personally feel is flat out is personal opinion. I think
Yeah.
EA has been very lazy with games for quite some time.
They are.
I feel like,
100%.
and it's so frustrating because I was a stan for EA games back in the day, Madden games, college football games,
So EA
Road
were-
Rash, like
Yeah, EA was really good in like, the
Skitchin',
6th generation of consoles.
like they had such great games in the
Like, even the
in
early
the
Need for
from the
Speed games.
90s all the way up until the
Yeah.
early 2000s. They had fantastic games. Their football didn't really start going downhill until the early 2010s and stuff like that. So they know what to do. They just don't want to do it, and it's
Even the Burnout
really
games are
frustrating.
fantastic as well.
And just the fact of the matter, the way that they pick up and just drop games and just
Yeah.
stop supporting them.
It's
Is
almost
just
a risk buying an EA
mind-boggling.
game. It's
Yeah.
almost a risk,
And I understand
you
it
know?
was it's BioWare as well, right? So
Yeah, for sure,
let's
for
not
sure.
forget about the elephant in the room, BioWare.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like EA has a thing where, especially after Apex Legends, I mean, it was an issue before Apex, but especially after Apex, if it's not a success like Apex is, they don't want anything to do with it. If you
Even
can't bring in
Titanfall
Apex
2.
kind of, yeah, if you can't bring in Apex kind of money, Titanfall 2 is objectively, to me, the better game. It's just, I mean, subjectively, I guess, to me,
Yeah.
but it is the better game. And like, it just seems like to them, if you can't compete with Apex, they want nothing to do with your game. They want nothing to do with your game. They just want that Apex money, and that's it. And that's like evidence of them giving up on Anthem, or that would be
Because-
evidence of that.
Or Titanfall.
Yeah,
Or
if you look
just
at
like
Titanfall,
I
the whole
mean,
game's getting
look at
DDoS,
these.
and they're not even fixing it.
These
Titanfall
are
2.
two games that could be massive, that could last the test of time if they got given care from the right people. But it's just like once they seen that there was no, it feels like from the customer standpoint, or at least from my standpoint, you can't really get much money out of me. So you're going to drop this game.
Yep.
That's what it feels
100%.
like. If you're willing to do all this for Apex, and you're willing to do so little for Madden, but people are still like playing that really hard and buying that, even though it's, to me, it's as bad as you guys say Ark is. It's just the worst to me. So I mean, if they're willing to do that, dude, I'm just kind of scared to see what they're gonna put out in the future, because I haven't given them my money for quite some time now. I'm just.
What was the last EA game you bought? Because I feel like
Do we
most of the
want
stuff I
to
do play from me
want to
is usually
count?
from
Do we
Game
want to
Pass.
count? Do we want to count Mass Effect?
Well, it's an EA game,
Yeah.
but it's an EA game from a time like it would have been hard for them to mess up Mass Effect.
Yeah, but did you buy Andromeda?
I
You didn't
mean,
buy that, did
I
you?
mean, if we're wanting to use that kind of scale, then yes, I guess I did support them by getting Mass Effect the Legendary Edition, because by
I
that
see what you
same
mean.
logic,
Yeah.
GTA the Definitive Edition came out,
yeah.
and that is by far just
Terrible,
what.
yeah.
That is just terrible. Like I don't have to think of anything cool to say for that. It's just bad. It's just bad.
Everyone knows it. It's a
Bought
bone
it.
horse at this point.
I bought it.
Yeah, about it.
They got my
did
money.
They fix it at all? I heard they fixed
It's 60 FPS on console. It's nice, but it's nothing that I would recommend you buy.
Still better to
with
play
money.
the OG versions.
Yeah.
When did you buy the Definitive Edition?
I bought the Definitive Edition because I told you I had my Microsoft rewards. It didn't cost me anything, really. So I was like, okay. As soon as it came out, it was like, what, $20? Because they're doing that $20 for 3 months deal. So it's like, okay, I'll do $20.
So we're talking about the Definitive Edition. You're talking about the GTA 5 thing.
Oh, my bad. I'm talking about GTA 5. I didn't buy Definitive Edition. Hell no.
Oh, you didn't buy the Definitive? I thought that's what we're talking about.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about the Definitive.
Okay, those are two different things.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Not a chance.
Not a chance.
So yeah. So the last thing that I've supported them with is gonna be Mass Effect. But I can't even remember the last game I bought from EA other than that.
Like a brand new game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. At all.
Because I know I got Need for Speed Heat, but that was through Game Pass. I wouldn't really count that, you know.
Hey, now are we gonna be fair and put It Takes Two in there as well, though?
Oh
no,
it does
I
count.
did. That's right. I
That
did
is
buy
an
It
EA
Takes Two.
game.
Yeah, it is.
It does count.
It is. Yeah, I bought that.
I mean, it's Hazelight, and it feels like they had distanced themselves as far as they could, other than
I
publishing.
feel like Hazelight and what's the Apex studio?
Respawn.
I feel like those two studios in EA, they can almost do whatever they want.
Yeah, they basically
Respawn can definitely do whatever they want right now.
And Hazelight, those two, I don't know, they don't feel like EA studios to me. I don't know why.
They're carrying EA.
Yeah,
there's a take a little. I mean, I know we're not on this subject yet, but this is an old take, so I feel like it's okay to bring up. Did anybody see how people were putting the anniversary for when they said that they were gonna update Titanfall?
Yeah,
and they didn't do it, so everybody was like retweeting.
Or the DDoS, right? Yeah.
I gotta look that up because that was actually hilarious.
Yeah,
right.
That was actually
everybody was there to
recording
remind
the tweet
them.
that was like from a year ago or something.
He said, "You said this, but you didn't do anything."
It's been a year now, you know.
It is happy anniversary. Tragic Titanfall went down like this. We deserve better. And it's a quote tweet of Respawn saying, "We're aware of ongoing DDoS attacks affecting the Titanfall games." And that's April 5th, 2021.
Wow.
Yep, over a year.
Oh, so just over a year, dang.
Just over a year.
And
they've known about it. They just do not care at this point.
Not at all. Not in the slightest. All right.
So Sensei brings up a good point about the Mass Effect collection. There's no multiplayer. Do you guys even care about the multiplayer in Mass Effect? I heard it's pretty meh.
I never played it, so I couldn't tell you.
Because I actually remember my brother, he was playing Mass Effect 3, and he actually told me that to get the good ending, you have to play the multiplayer, from what I've heard. Like the true
That
ending.
sounds bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Wait, Mass Effect 3 you said, or
yeah, Mass Effect 3, I'm pretty sure.
See, I never beat Mass Effect 3. I'm like 50% through that. I need to finish that up.
To get the true ending, you actually need to go to the multiplayer and play that
I
mode
think
first.
they fixed it for this. Like it's I know what you're talking about. I heard this. They fixed it so that it's like an amalgamation of all your decisions actually affects the good or bad ending in Mass Effect 3. So they fixed that.
And that was back when they had the online pass. So if you got the game used, technically you had to pay if you want to get the true ending. If you think about it, you know.
Oh, I remember when they used to do stuff like
They
that.
had to have the online pass because they wanted to make sure you
Yeah.
can get a used copy of the game.
That's terrible.
Well,
That's such a
I'm
dumb
so glad
idea.
they stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Well, that's EA. We're moving on now to something else. All right, so actually, that's actually moving on into our weekly breakdown. So let's just talk about kind of what we've been hearing. I'm gonna start with Foremost with this one. You ready to go, bro?
I am.
All right.
So
Let's go.
I personally have been hearing rumors. Well, they're not even rumors. So, okay, have you guys heard of a game called Black Myth Wukong? It's like not really being talked about, but it kind of is.
Yep.
So that is a game, and if you go onto their fact page, they state that they're not only coming to base to like major console platforms, so PC, major platforms, so like PC, PS5, and Series X.
Mhm.
They're also considering cloud platforms as well for anything that can run the game smoothly, which I'm actually really excited for because it turns out that the game is being built on Unreal Engine 5, and I know that next gen consoles can handle Unreal Engine 5 due to the Matrix demo, and the SDK on Stadia for Unreal Engine got updated to match what Unreal Engine's SDK is running for 5. So I'm super excited that that news broke, that it's on their fact page and everything, that they're considering that cloud gaming is actually an option for an Unreal Engine 5 game, even though that game's probably not going to come out, I think, until like 2023, 2024, something like that.
So
But
time.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about that, about finding that out recently. I knew about the game. I just didn't know what they were planning on, where they wanted to come out. So that was nice to hear.
That game looks super interesting. Like,
It looks
I don't
so
know.
What's that game
dude.
called? Black something?
Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong, yeah.
It's like, isn't it supposed to be like a Souls-esque game?
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I remember that was the one with like the monkey guy, and he's all the snow coming down and everything. And I saw it was the Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I remember that. The graphics looked insane on that game.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it was like a Souls-like game, I think, or something.
Is that the game where they're in the snow and everything?
Yeah, it's the snow. And like,
the snow and like the dragon and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does all these crazy moves with like a big ass stick and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes like a little fire thing, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, dude, I'm watching that now. It looks nuts.
Yeah, it looks
the
really
graphics
cool.
are insane.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm hyped for that game. I hope we hear more about it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's supposed to be like a Souls-like game. From what I've heard,
there's so many games that we haven't really heard back from. Like whatever happened to Exomecha.
Dude, I don't even think I've heard of that.
No, they're still making that.
I don't remember that even being announced.
But no, it was announced because Xbox showed that I think before the Series X even came out.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like, I think that was supposed to be a launch title,
launch game.
Dude, then that game fell off the radar completely.
Because I searched that game up and all I see is Exomecha comes to Xbox in 2021, and I don't think that happened.
No, it never did.
That's the first thing I see right now.
Bro,
If you go to their
what?
page, I think they said they're gonna come out like either later this year or the beginning of next year. But that
It looks like a
has been.
Transformers like thing or something. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
like
Yep.
it's almost reminded me of Titanfall a lot,
Yeah.
but in
Supposed to be
like
free to play,
sand
looks
and
like.
stuff like that. It was pretty cool looking, but we haven't heard back from that game in
I'm
quite some
assuming it's
time.
Xbox exclusive.
I think it was.
It was, yeah,
Yeah.
but it was a
Yeah.
free game. It was a free game,
Yeah,
so it
free to
wasn't going to
play,
be
yeah.
it wasn't going to be in Game Pass. It
Yeah.
was just going to be like Crossfire X. So that makes me kind of nervous.
Uh-huh.
But anyway,
We can only
Crossfire
hope.
X, baby.
is there any other games like I remember? There's also Scorn, but I know that's supposed to be
Yeah,
coming
who
out in
knows? That's-
October.
Scorn is like,
Got,
yeah,
like, a
they're
teaser
hyping
for
up
that, I
marketing
think.
for
Oh,
that.
that game I'm actually pretty hyped for. They did like this really cool teaser where like it wasn't really anything but like the mechanic to like open doors. Like they showed a thing where he's like opening the door, so like he stuck his hand like
Yeah.
in this thing and it like made like a gauntlet and it, like plugged into his hand. Dude,
Yeah,
it was
he's,
just
like, looking at
really,
his
really
hand or
creepy.
something.
Yeah, it was super creepy looking, and I was like, I don't know why I
That's
want to
supposed
play
to come
this
out in
game, but I do.
October. Last I heard.
Yeah. Dude, what about Atomic Heart? Now,
Ooh.
I'm super hyped for that game. And I mean, as recently as February 9th, they were tweeting out things like teasing things like, "Are you ready?" And we haven't heard anything since.
It's like,
So it's
motherfucker,
like-
are you ready?
Are you right?
It's like, exactly. Are you
guys
guys
for
ready?
the game?
Because I'm ready, but I don't think you guys are ready for it. Because
When is it
I'm
supposed to
so
come
hyped
out?
for that game. I think. Well, they did like a splash screen. It was like 2022 or 2023. I can't remember, but they never nailed down like an actual date or even a time frame.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really take those too seriously. If
Yeah.
they can't give a firm release date, usually I'll be like, okay, it's up in the air. When it's done, kind of thing, you know. So
Yeah. I'm
they should
excited for it.
honestly, instead of saying 2022, 2023, they should just say game is in development and just leave it at that. You know, just let us wait. If you guys aren't actually ready,
Yeah.
confident enough to put out a release date, just don't even say
I
it.
feel like Xbox is starting to do that. And I was saying this on another podcast. I was like, I feel like they're starting to take a lot more hints from Bethesda and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, yo,
Yes.
just shut up until you're done.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
No
Thankfully.
dates, no years. Just say the game and
Yeah,
that's it.
like don't announce anything until you're in polish mode, please.
Yes.
But
I
To be
hope so,
fair,
man.
they announced stuff super early, Bethesda as well. I mean, Starfield was announced how many years ago? Even Elder Scrolls 6, we haven't heard anything other than a title for that game.
Well, I think Elder Scrolls 6 was just them saying, "Okay, it's coming. You guys can shut up now."
Yeah,
You
but
guys
just
can
fucking
stop.
wait.
Oh,
It's
Kingdom
sad,
Hearts
just
4
wait.
also got announced.
That was
Oh
gonna
my
be
God,
my
yeah.
weekly topic.
I woke up to that
Yeah,
today.
you guys stole that from me. Well, at least you stole it from me. Yeah,
My
that got
bad.
announced, but that's all good.
We
But
can talk about that.
are you guys even interested in Kingdom Hearts? Or-
I've
Dude,
tried.
I
mean,
am, but I'm not.
No.
like,
I am
yeah.
not at all, not even slightly. But you can talk
Dude,
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Honestly, I'm just curious if it's actually gonna come out anytime soon. Honestly, like I highly doubt. Like, I mean, this is Square Enix we're talking about, right? But
Yeah.
but to
Who
be fair, they
knows?
did show off something, So it's like, who knows how far it is.
How long was the trailer? I'll look
It
that up.
wasn't too long. It wasn't. They didn't show off too much, but they showed off some stuff.
It was
you
like
know.
3 minutes.
It's not like it wasn't just like a whole CGI thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, but I mean, much like Cam, I mean, I was the kid in school on playing on PS2. Everyone loved Kingdom Hearts, and I was just like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't get it. But yeah, hopefully it's
Yeah.
good for the
It's a
people,
very
people who want it.
it's definitely a time commitment, right? Because the thing I usually prefer JRPGs to be solo games. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, Final Fantasy, right? You have Final Fantasy 7, and then you have Final Fantasy 8, and they're completely different characters, completely different story. And I feel like it's better to have those JRPGs be one big adventure rather than splitting it up into 3 or 4 parts, because
Yeah.
it just makes things a lot more, complicated. And like, it makes, like, for example, let's say someone's new, right? And they'll be like, man, there's Kingdom Hearts 4 is a thing, but now I gotta go back and play up to the Kingdom Hearts 1, and someone be like, screw that, I'm not even gonna bother, right? Because it's just such a time commitment. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. I'm sure.
yeah,
I see people also kind of like skeptical about it because of, Square Enix recently.
yeah.
But
They
I don't
haven't
know.
really been releasing too much good stuff as of
Yeah,
recently.
I hope it's good for the people who are super hyped for it. But it's just I don't think
Not
I'm
for you, yeah.
don't think I'm gonna be playing
It
that.
was on
Yeah,
Game Pass though, I think for a bit. I'm not sure. I think they got rid of it though.
what, the first two or something like
No, it
that?
was like the first three, I think, or
Oh, okay.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
missed out
they
on that.
probably got rid of it.
Right over my head.
You didn't even probably even bother. You
Yeah,
probably even know about that.
didn't even bother. It could have been on the main screen, and I would have just looked right
They
past it.
probably could have installed it on your Xbox for you. You probably just deleted it or
Right?
something.
It could have. It could have.
Who installed this?
Yeah, where'd this come from?
I need some space. I'll just delete that real quick.
How'd the second copy get on here? Yeah. All right. Well, all right. So
Well, clearly you're
Matt,
not interested, so we'll move on.
So I wanted to talk about. Well, I had like two things, but I'm gonna pick. Actually, yeah, two things, but I'm gonna pick one. I think I'm gonna go with this whole PlayStation thing
Yeah.
that's going on. That I
More
don't
of a grain of
know.
salt, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. I don't know. It could be a mistake on Sony's part, but apparently, people are losing access to their like PS1 classic games on their PSN accounts. So, like a digitally purchased, I think the example that was used was Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
Someone had purchased Dino Crisis as a PS1 classic on their PSN account, and they no longer have access to this game because the expiration date for your digital purchase of that game is now set to like 1969. So it's like you've bought the game, and they're saying now you need PS Plus to access this game.
there's
So,
actually been some news from The Verge right here
oh
saying
really?
digital PS3 and PS Vita games rendered unplayable after expiring. So there is a news article about it. There is.
Man,
I'm gonna look
I
at
gotta turn my PS3 to make sure
that.
the
Is
PS1 games
see
still work.
that's something. I hope it's like I really hope this is a
Yeah,
mistake.
hopefully Sony acknowledges this and
Exactly,
comes to light with it.
like I mean, I as much as like I prefer Xbox. I grew up playing PlayStation. I really did, and
So did
I
I. Yeah.
I'd rather I'd rather them not. I'd rather them not suck. I'd rather them not suck. And not that's saying that they suck, or it's just like I'd rather them not do things like this. I hope that
Yeah.
this is a genuine, honest mistake
Mhm.
that they can rectify.
Yeah, it'd be
And
very
and
scummy if it was
it
just
would be
because of PlayStation.
incredibly scummy to just
Yeah.
take, like, who knows, like, you got super fans of like all sorts of old PS1 games. Like, you got people who will buy a PS1 classic on PSN just because it's there, just to
Mhm.
say they did it. And like, imagine all those people spending all that money to play those games, and now you just don't have access to it unless you sign up for PS Plus.
So as of
That doesn't
what I'm
sit
reading
right.
here is it says that it says Twitter user, I'm not going to throw his name out there, but shared an image of Chrono Cross download, which shows that the game expired on December 31st of
Man,
1969 at
the PS3 wasn't even
7:20
released.
p.m. Right.
Yep.
And he says the issue only occurred after re-downloading the game and that he's now unable to play it on his PS3 and PlayStation Vita.
Oh,
That
man.
is
Absolutely ridiculous.
That's a bummer.
And
that's
it's Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger,
yes.
and Final Fantasy, I believe 6.
Okay, so it's just these three games,
Those three
That's
games.
what
right?
they know of right now.
Yeah, man,
Okay,
I got a few I gotta test out.
So if
that
you
is
have your old console, you might want to check out
You know, man,
some
I
of
have
that
all those
stuff.
things
But
plugged
if you
in.
don't
So.
have them downloaded, you might not be able to retrieve those bad boys again.
But if I have it downloaded, I should be good to go then, right?
It should be,
Well,
but
yeah,
in
yeah, it
theory.
looks like it.
maybe play offline.
Yeah, my PS3 is never gonna go online ever again.
Right?
Yeah,
There's really
that
no
might be
need
the way to
for
do it.
it from what
Yeah,
it
thank
looks like.
God that this is why I have another PS3 that's modded just for shit like this.
And this is like this is
That's
like this
Nintendo,
leads
though,
into
bro. That's very
this leads
Nintendo.
into
I know, right?
me
It's a
like
classic Nintendo move right here.
this leads into like why I've been wanting like these guys know I've been wanting to get recently a PS3.
Mhm.
And it's like
Very
it's
discouraging with these moves.
it's incredibly discouraging. Like I like Sony's just they don't I don't know what's happening. Like they won't they won't dedicate time and resources to PS3 emulation on their console that is so clearly capable of doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to do it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, even if you get a PS3, like screw you. We
Yeah,
might
I know,
just take
right?
it away. We might just take
Yeah.
those away."
Just
It's like,
pull the
well,
plug on that whole thing.
it's like at what point, like at what point does it just like be like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just
Yeah.
pirate your games? Like, what
Well,
do you want me to
that's the
do?
only option they're gonna leave us with
Like,
it soon.
like I have no issue giving you money for games.
Yeah.
I'll buy your games happily, but you're not allowing me to.
Yeah. I know if
What
you're
do
not
I
gonna give me
do?
that service, well, I guess the pirates are gonna give me a better service.
It
So
is
that's
it's obnoxious, man. I don't understand what they're doing over there. It's like
I mean,
confusing.
it goes back to the whole Gabe Newell thing, right? Where he says, the reason why people pirate things in the first place is because these people don't provide us a good service to buy
They
their
really
shit,
don't.
right? That's the
They
problem.
s- they really don't. And I don't know. I can't even like because like we said, it's all rumors and hearsay. But I mean, there's articles. There's now articles
Mhm.
that just like people are actually having issues with this. It's actually
And we
happening.
won't know anything until Sony goes up and brings it up themselves, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. I have my fingers crossed for that. I hope it's a
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah,
I hope
but the
it's
question now is, will they? You know?
Yeah.
that's a good question because they might just never acknowledge it. They might just say,
Yeah.
"Well,
If the outcry isn't big enough, they're probably just gonna try
ex-
to, be quiet about it, right?
exactly." And I don't see an outcry. I mean, granted, I might not be following the right people, but it's like
Mhm.
I don't see an outcry of this on social media at all.
Yeah,
So
a
it's
lot of
like
people are way too relaxed about this too. Some people say, "Oh, they're old games." People don't play on PS3 anyway. But I'm like, this is a big deal,
it's a huge deal.
I heard
and people just
somebody
don't
say
even
go
realize
buy a
it.
PS3 and go get a hard copy, and I was just like, wow, you do not see the point. You don't
Yeah, I
see
know,
the
right?
point of this at
That's
all.
Yeah, just
that
buy
is
a
so
physical
not the point
copy.
of this.
Because
It's like,
I
no.
mean, because look at this right now. Look at this right now. We got GT7, we got Halo, two games from two totally different systems that are worthless without the online because once you pop
Yes.
in that disc, you can't do nothing with them.
Yep.
All that disc is there for is to say that you own the game.
Exactly. It's just a license for you to get online. That's all it is. It's like that's why I don't understand. I mean, I get the aspect of collecting to collect because you like to collect. That's fine, but like this idea of people have like physical versus digital. Physical's the only right way. It's like it doesn't matter. Ever since Xbox One and PS4, it does not matter.
Yeah.
It that you've essentially bought yourself a license to download something offline. I mean online. You downloaded something online, you got the license, and that's it. Like that disc, if you don't go online, you put that disc in, you're not playing anything.
Mhm.
You will not play anything. So it doesn't matter since like
Or you're playing a
2013.
broken game, like for
Exactly.
example, you put
If
in
you're lucky.
yeah, like you put in what's it, Cyberpunk, right? You don't want to play
Yeah.
version 1.0, right? You want the updated version, right?
And the thing
And
is
if they
that's
remove
if
those
you're
servers,
lucky.
right?
Because I don't
Yeah.
think version 1.0 is even going to be on that disc. You're gonna
It'll
have to
probably be like the
download.
beta or something.
Yeah, you'd have to download whatever version is now available. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, unless you got online or something, I don't know. But like,
I see what
it's
Twan's saying. He's just saying that like you can like let's say that you
Put
don't let's say that they close the services for Cyberpunk.
yeah.
If you are able to even download that game, you're getting the worst version of it
Yeah, like
yeah,
you're playing
of
that beta disc version.
yeah, you're getting the
100%.
bad version because the software isn't out there supporting it anymore.
Yeah.
100%.
Crazy stuff.
So even if
you
you
had
have
a
all these
second.
discs, so anyway, what I was saying, like even if you do have all these discs, you're playing basically, the worst versions of the game, pre-patched, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it sucks, right? It's not like a PS2 where the full game's on the disc. So I mean, even with
Yeah.
PS3, I think PS3 was the last console that actually ran the games even directly off the discs. But
Exactly.
obviously,
It's
with that
PS3 and
generation, they were.
360
I mean,
and the
they're
Wii
obviously
and stuff like that.
experimenting with patches during the PS3 and 360. And by the later end, like they really relied on the patches in the later end of the PS3 and the 360. So even those generations, to a certain extent, do
Man,
rely on
those
patches.
the PS3 running those Blu-ray discs so slow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So slow. But
Very
Matt, you
slow.
said you had a second topic that you wanted to bring in.
I mean, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Ubisoft.
Oh Lord.
Uh, I mean, I'm not going to go long on it or anything, but I just think they're a sucky company. And the reason I say this is it's not for no reason. And the thing is, I like their games. I want to clarify that. I mean, I love Far Cry. It's probably one of my favorite games of last year, Far Cry 6. But recently, the one of the CEOs, or the CEO, I should say, of Ubisoft came out and said said not an apology, but a thank you to everyone who purchased NFTs and Ghost
I
Recon
heard about that
Breakpoint.
actually. Yeah.
I think it was Breakpoint, and
Yeah.
it's something to the effect of they've made history. Like your purchase has made history. It's like I like they don't understand why people don't love them right now. It's because Ghost Recon Breakpoint, much like Wildlands, is a game that will be it comes and it's gonna go. I say within the next 2 years that game is dead. So what happens in 2 years when that game is dead? All these people
NFTs
who
are
bought
worthless.
NFTs, yeah, all those people who bought NFTs of some cool thing in the game, it's like who cares?
Yeah.
What are you gonna sell them now and make profit off of them on
No,
a
you're gonna
game
lose
that
profit
nobody's
if anything.
playing? Like it's like this their whole attitude to just suck as much money out of people as they possibly can. And I get it, it's a business. They want your money. All businesses do.
Yeah.
Microsoft, Sony, every single business wants your money, but it's like they're so aggressive about it and they just don't give a shit
They're
about
very open,
any
yeah.
yeah, they're super open about it. They're in your face about it.
At least
It's
they're
like
honest. Look.
yeah, I guess you could say that. They're totally honest. They're totally honest. But it's like nobody asked for NFTs. And this was like a thing they did. And I made a video on it, I forget, a few months ago. But it was like the CEO, the same guy, the CEO says, actually, like, we know you guys want NFTs, even if you say you don't want NFTs. So you guys might not think NFTs are a good idea in video games right now, but actually trust us, they are. It's like if the consumer is telling you they don't want something,
They don't
and
want
you're
something.
telling
Yeah.
yeah, and you're telling them they're wrong, what do you think that does? It's like they know what they want. And here's the thing, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe NFTs in games are amazing, but the thing is you're going about it in such a horrible way. Such a grossly horrible way. It's
The
like
last
super
thing,
arrogant
yeah, the last thing
and
you
it
do is tell someone that they're wrong.
exactly. Not even someone like your customers.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing Ubisoft games I mean, ironically, the last one I didn't buy was Breakpoint. I didn't buy Breakpoint because I didn't like I saw the reviews for it and I was like, that looks worse than Wildlands. I don't want to play that. And like it's I don't know.
Wildlands
They
is such
just
a good game. I loved Wildlands. I can't lie.
see
I love that game.
I want to get into that game, but I tried playing it and it's like on the Xbox it's still 30 FPS and I'm
It
just like
is.
I
Even on the
can't.
Series X.
Yeah, on the Series
Yeah.
X, I just can't do that.
But
But
they're still going back and doing FPS boosts for games, right? Like they're still adding those
yeah,
things.
they did it for Odyssey, which is fantastic. Odyssey is amazing, and they said they're looking into it for Origins, which I hope so. Fingers crossed, because I never got a chance to play that. But I, I just don't. Ubisoft's a company that confuses me because one minute I'll defend Ubisoft, like I've made videos defending Ubisoft and how like everyone says they need to change their formula. with their games, the whole open world thing. And then on the other hand, I'll do what I'm doing now. I'll just fucking tear into them because
Yeah.
they upset me to no end. Eh, They're a very polarizing company to me. Very
It seems
polarizing
like
company.
their Far Cry games are very consistent.
Incredibly consistent. They're
Yeah.
some of my favorite games. I love them. I mean, but then they do something like Breakpoint, and then they do something like what's that one? They just came out with it that like that free to play. I think it's free to play that Call of Duty clone. I forget what it was, but
Others don't.
it was. I gotta look that up, but it looked so half-assed. And then what was that game they just killed? Hyperscape. They were like they're like actively promoting NFTs in games while killing a game that they only came out with a year ago. It's like that doesn't give me confidence to give you money for NFTs in a game, knowing that you could probably just kill it in a year.
Yeah.
And it would be done. I don't know what they're doing.
Even in an investment standpoint, it's not even good. Like if you're investing in
No.
NFTs, because they're
No,
gonna
it's
be
not.
worth less when the game is
So
dead.
much less.
Sensei in the chat said Ubisoft be force feeding fans.
Dude, exactly. He's 100% right. Like
You
Ubisoft's like, I
NFTs.
know what's good for you. Trust me.
Trust me.
I know it's
That's
like a
what
mom,
you want to
you
hear
know,
from a game
yeah,
company
it's like a
right
mom
now.
saying,
Trust
"Okay,
me.
you got your broccoli." You know,
Exactly.
Trust me, you like
Trust
the
me.
broccoli.
But before I moved on to the next topic, I just wanted to go back to what Mike just said not that long ago. He said, "I've seen people comment saying people I'm assuming he meant to say deserve people deserve it for buying digital
That's a
Yeah.
hot take.
for
That's a
the
hot take.
for the PS. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's rough.
that's a hot take.
Like,
Yeah.
how does that? Okay, that just doesn't make any
Mike
sense
with
to
a
me.
Mike with a
You
Mike with a
bought the
very hot
game.
take.
If you bought the game,
Mhm.
you deserve to have the game for as long as you want to have the game.
Oh, I think
That
Mike's trolling. Mike's got to be trolling. There's
no
no way Mike believes that.
no. He said I've seen people say that. He didn't
Okay,
say
so
he
this
said
is
that.
like a
okay.
hot take kind of thing.
Yeah, this
All
is
right.
something that somebody else said. He did not say that.
Oh, I was about to say. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, if someone's saying that and they're serious, then I don't know what to say to them. I couldn't imagine having a conversation with that
They're even
person.
saying that you're paying the same price for it as a physical version of the game.
You see, he's in the comments saying, like, "Wait, I didn't say that."
Wait, I didn't say that. My bad, Mike.
I did
Yeah,
not
yeah,
say
My
you
bad,
did,
Mike.
Michael. But that's what
I
Matt
misheard.
He
heard.
said, "Don't worry, we got you. We heard
I
you."
misheard it.
But anyways, the thing that I wanted to bring up for the weekly breakdown this week is going to be Crystal Dynamics, them working on Tomb Raider. Thoughts
Let's
about that?
go.
Like, what do you guys
I'm
think about?
hyped.
What do you guys think about this new Tomb Raider?
Matt, you
I
says
can't
Tomb Raider is one of
wait.
your favorite action adventure games of all time,
Dude,
right?
Tomb Raider 2013 is the best action adventure game ever made. Period.
Better than Uncharted.
The only thing that comes close is Uncharted 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that comes close. But oh crap! 1 second, I'll be right back.
All right.
What do you
All
think
right,
of
so
that?
now we got Matt and we got Foremost gone now.
I don't know where Foremost went.
I guess it's gonna be a 1v1
he's always a little
one-on-one
out
show.
there.
I don't know. Yeah, it's all good.
But you pretty
I don't
excited
know,
for it?
like, well, the thing is though, like, I haven't really played any of the newer Tomb Raider games, so I'm not really. I don't have too much of an opinion on those games. I don't know. Have you played them?
Yeah,
Tomb Raider
I was never really
played
that
all?
big into them because of the whole puzzle aspect of it. It just always turned me off. Like it felt like as soon as I started getting into the action would stop, and then I'd have to
Yeah.
like solve some crazy like museum like puzzle, and I'm just like I did get into the remake of the Tomb Raider that came out because Epic gave all the three Tomb Raiders for free. So I got into the first one of the trilogy for a little bit, and I tell you, like, playing it on the PC, it's exactly what you'd think it'd be. It looks fantastic. I was having some frame issues with it that I found surprising, but other than
Which one?
that, I was just having like a lot of stuttering going on, but
Is it the first one you were having issues with?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's weird.
Wait,
So
so is it a remake of like the first one, like on the PS1?
No, it's like
no,
it's a reboot. It's a full reboot of the series.
Oh, because I thought you were talking about. Yeah, I know the reboot, the 2013 one. I know about that
Yeah.
one. But
yeah,
then no, but then you were talking about a remake as well.
no.
Remake.
I might have said remake on accident when I meant the
Okay,
other one,
okay, I got a
but
little.
yeah. So I played a little bit of that, but I just kind of stopped playing it after a bit. Just wasn't it didn't pull me in. But then again, I'm a console gamer and I had it on my PC,
Yeah.
so I don't really. Whenever I get on my PC, I think about what I'm like
Work.
doing for work and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
this
Like
work.
Yeah.
the content is what I'm working on with the
Yeah,
computer.
yeah.
So once I sit in front of it and play a video game, it doesn't feel right unless my lady's playing on the Xbox and I'm playing
Yeah.
on the
You got no
PC, like
choice.
with her on Halo or something like that.
It
But
is.
yeah, Matt, do you have something else that you wanted to say? Because you seem like
But
you.
this new one is I'm assuming it's a sequel to that reboot series, right? Or if it's
I don't know. It'd be
Does
interesting
this
if it was a sequel because the way they ended that series was pretty. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything in case you guys want to play through it, but it
yeah.
was pretty definitive. Uh, so I think they would have to just it'd be like another reboot, I would imagine, or maybe they're remaking
So they're
the
rebooting it
2013.
again.
Yeah,
This is
or
gonna be
maybe
like how
they're
many times have they rebooted Tomb Raider? Just twice
a
or
lot.
yeah, because I feel
I
like they've done
mean,
it a lot. Like
they've tried to bring it back a lot. I don't know if they've rebooted it a lot, but they've tried to bring it back a lot. And 2013 is the one that finally stuck.
because I
So
know
from
I
what
know
I
there was a streak of Tomb Raider games that were just garbage from what I've heard.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that was
Yeah,
like I believe that was like
like the PS2 era, I think, or
yeah, a little
PS3.
bit like a
was
little
it
bit
PS3?
later down the line, like late PS2, PS3 eras. What
Yeah,
I
Yep.
remember when it was like really going downhill because it was up. It was really
yeah,
high up when it came out initially for the Sega Saturn, and
yeah. The
then
Sega Saturn was actually supposed to be the original version of the game, from what
right,
I've heard.
and then it got ported over to the PlayStation
Yeah,
very quickly
yeah, because they're
and
like
blew
Sega
up.
Saturn's a dying console. We gotta do
Right.
something, right?
Yeah, it was dead on
Yeah,
arrival,
yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool thing to talk about. And also, one other thing I wanted to bring up is Lego Star Wars. It seems like a lot of people are really enjoying that game. I know I'm going to probably hear from Michael down there at some point about it because he seems like he really
But
likes it. But have any of you guys had the opportunity to play it at all?
I played the Lego Star Wars games on the PS2 back in the day. Those games are pretty sick. I don't know if you've ever played those ones,
Nope.
but is this supposed to be like a
I
new
think
one or
so.
something? Or
Yeah, the whole Skywalker saga. I think
yeah.
they've I think it's remade or is it a whole new thing? I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like for a Lego game, it looks really impressive.
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
it's not like I don't know if it's I might pick up on sale or something, but it
Mhm.
looks super impressive.
I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like the
not
Lego games are
interested
usually
in
pretty
it, and I'm
consistent.
looking at it like,
Yeah,
seems
60
pretty
bucks. I'm
good.
not gonna do that. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
60. Yeah,
do that
60
for 60
bucks. Yeah,
bucks.
for a Lego game. Dude, what was one of the best Lego games was Lego City Undercover. That one was pretty dope. I don't know if you ever
I've
played
never
that
played
one.
that.
Yeah, I
It was
wouldn't
actually
know.
It was a Wii U exclusive when it first came out, but then they did end
Oh,
up
then
bringing
yeah, no.
but
Oh
they
my
brought it to other
goodness.
platforms later on though. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
but yeah, that was actually really. It's even on the Wii U. The Wii U, it was like designed with the Wii U gamepad in mind too. So like, there's a lot of like Wii U gimmicks in there. It was actually a really good game. But yeah, but I don't know.
People
If it
people
maybe if
love
do you guys have a
people
Wii
love
U?
Lego
Any
games.
of you guys have a Wii U? No,
Never.
No,
no.
I had
no.
the Wii, but that was the
Yeah,
last before the Switch. That
everyone
was the
had a
last
Wii.
Nintendo
Yeah.
console. Yeah, I don't feel like I
Yeah,
used it enough.
yeah. I've never even considered buying a Wii U.
I mean,
Like it
nowadays it's
never
kind
Same.
of
even
pointless
crossed my
with the
mind.
Switch. With the Switch, kind of like killed the Wii U. Any chance of anyone even going back to the Wii U
Well,
because all the games they ported over.
the thing about the
But
Wii U is that whenever that came out, I was like, I already have a Wii. I was like, why do I need a Wii? Like,
so
what?
that's like saying, well, I don't need a PS4. I already have a PS3.
But the thing is, it wasn't market like it was named so stupid. And Xbox does the
Yeah,
same thing, quite honestly,
yeah.
where it's like the Xbox Series X. It's like I already got an Xbox One X. Why do I need that? Like, it's like, yeah, it's better, but it's not better to the average consumer who doesn't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I didn't know what the Wii U was. I was like, I already have a Wii. Why would I buy that thing?
Mhm.
And what even is that? But like,
I know a
I
lot of people
mean,
were confused at first about it. People Nintendo had to
exactly.
go back, but like, no, no, this is a new console, right? Like they had to like show it
See, that's
off
what
to
they
make
should
sure
have
people
just called
saw
the Wii 2. Would have been
it.
like,
The
and it
Wii
would have
2.
sold like I mean, it probably would have sold like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know because the thing is though, 2006 when the Wii first came out, the casual market was at a different place, right? Because by the time the Wii U came out, that same crowd kind of moved on to tablets and everything, right? You know, like
Yep.
iPods, iPhones, and I feel like they lost a good amount of the market that was the Wii U was aimed for, and it was kind of lost with iPads and all that kind of stuff.
I
So
actually have
Yeah.
a third subject that I want to bring up real quick.
Let's go.
Okay, so the Unreal 5 demo. Did anybody have a chance to check that out at all?
the only Unreal
You
5
mean, you
demo I
mean,
saw was the one that the collation, the fuck,
yeah,
what are
you
these?
mean the coalition?
The
Yeah, the
Coalition
coalition.
one that
Yeah,
just
the
happened
ones.
this last week.
So is
Yes.
that the one that you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the
Looks,
one where he's holding like the crystal thing, and there's like that monster thing that
yes,
walking in.
it
Yeah,
looks,
it looks
it
really
looks,
nice. It looks
it looks
really good.
so good. And I've
Yeah.
seen, and this could be a hot take, but I've seen people saying it looks bad. I've seen people saying that
Really?
actually it looks bad.
Honest,
I've seen people say
that
that I've
goes.
seen
I'm
PS3
gonna save
games that
that for
look
a
better than
take.
that.
Yeah, no,
We
that's
should
pushing it.
save that for the
I'm
latter
saving.
part
I,
of the
I'm saving it.
show,
I'm
bruh.
saving that.
See,
I'm
that's what
saving.
I'm saying.
But
We can save that for some hot takes that we
yeah,
got going on
Exactly.
later because
I gotta take.
I got a pretty
Yeah.
good one for later as well. But we should probably go on ahead and move on. And now we got the gaming cage match, and I decided to pick this week Kasane Randall from Scarlet Nexus versus Jesse Faden from Control.
All
So,
right.
is anybody familiar with these two characters?
I know a bit of the control one, you know, because
Yeah,
even
same here.
Quantum Break, you know, I'm assuming they're both the same, right? You know, they could throw
And
shit around.
I'd
Yeah.
say Jesse Faden's a bit more of a badass than that.
But I'm not too familiar with
What-
Scarlet Nexus though. I know what the game is.
yeah,
I know it's like that Bandai Namco game.
I
I'm
watched some
not really.
gameplay of it. I mean, I watched because Ham put a video in the Discord that was like he made himself, and
Mhm.
Kasane looks like a badass. But I've not played, so I can't say from my own experience. But it looks super dope. And
Mhm.
if I had to, from what I've seen and what I've played of Control, if I had to go with one, I'm I might go Jesse Faden.
I know, but the
I
thing is
might.
though, this Kasane person, no, she's got the power of anime on her side, you know. So
Well,
that's
that's true.
yeah, you know what I'm
So
saying,
pretty much
right?
anything could happen.
Anything goes, you know. It's
Exactly.
like
She's a
so.
cartoon, so it doesn't
Yeah,
even
she's
like
a
nothing
cartoon, right? And
matters.
this is like a
Exactly.
realistic person that just so happens to have powers. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's tough.
I'd have to
I'm
go hands down with Kasane
Ooh.
because she's just like because the way that we put this fight out there is that you can use all the tools of
Yeah.
said
Yep.
Whole
person,
arsenal. Yeah.
and Kasane had the buttons that you could hit to call in to to take strength from somebody else, so you could go camouflage, or you could go like overpowered with telekinesis to where you're using your strength and Yuito's strength, which is the other main character of the game. You could slow down time with damn, I forgot what the other chick's name was that could slow down time, but there was all different elements, including even electricity or lightning that she could use as well. So there's a lot of different things that she could do to where I feel that the girl in control of her gun just ain't enough.
You know
Which,
that might be a good point because, like I
because that
said, I
gun in
don't know
control is
all.
tough.
Mhm.
Yeah, the girl in control is super tough, and but I don't know all of Kasane's abilities. So when you put it
Yeah.
like that, it's like I know Jesse Faden has like 3, I think. I know telekinesis. She can fly, and then there's something else. I can't remember what else. I'm wondering if I even unlocked the 3rd thing, but I know she has 3 abilities. So when you put it like that, where Kasane has all these other things, then it's like, yeah, Kasane might win that.
But to be fair, maybe you could just be making all this shit up because we have no idea what this game's all about.
That's
You know?
possible.
And maybe
That's
he's a big
possible.
Kasane fanboy or something.
I am a Scarlet Nexus stan.
Because I know you
love
said
that
you
game.
played this game twice, right?
I beat it twice with Yuito and Kasane, and I'm thinking about replaying it again because it was.
Oh man, so you really like
good.
this game, man?
Yeah, man, it was a really good game, man.
Because I heard it was like okay. Most people say it was like it's okay, yeah, it's a good game. But I didn't know it was like 3 playthroughs worth good. You know?
Well, like so, you have to do 2 playthroughs to even get the whole story because there's Kasane's story
like
and Yuito's
yeah.
story, and in the and you can kind of see how they meet in the middle once you do the 2 stories because it is kind of a mystery of what's all going on and who and why people did what. And
Was it kind of like near Autonoma where you got to play the game like 4 times to get the whole story?
No,
Something like that.
no,
it's not like that.
you don't have to play it
still
4
gotta try it.
times. You
Well,
just
I'm
have
just
to beat it
saying,
with
I know,
both
played it
characters
twice,
that's all that I know of that. I mean, there might be some more pieces of the story that you could possibly, because I didn't like 100% the game. I just really enjoyed the story, and there is a lot of fighting. It's really fast paced. I'm not
It's
even that big
action-based
into
JRPG
JRPG games,
Yeah.
and
Well, it's
I'm
like an
not even
action-based game, so from what I've seen.
yeah, I'm not big into JRPGs, but that game had me like hook, line, and sinker as soon as the demo came out, because that was one of the few demos that came out fairly early in the Series S and X and PS5.
Yeah, because we're bringing up Kingdom Hearts, and you're just like not interested in that game at all. Like you're like, no, get it away from me. You know.
Yeah,
Every time we talk
it's
about
just the
Kingdom Hearts.
past that. So
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts has been around for so dang long, and I
Yeah.
already like had a good idea that I wasn't interested in that as a kid. So like trying to get me interested in that now.
It's just
Is
is
this
it
a
like your
hard
kid
sell?
self inside of you just be like, no, you're not interested.
Yeah,
Man.
it's like
just
Pokemon now. I hear
Yeah.
to this day, people my age have been talking about that since since I was a little kid, and I'm still seeing my friends and stuff like that really big into Pokemon. But no
Yeah, I
matter how
can't.
much
I
they talk
kinda
about
grew
it, no matter how these cards are expensive one way or not, I just
Yeah, my friend is paying
care.
like $200 for one Pokemon card.
Yeah, I'm
like,
good
I don't
on
know how you
that.
spend that. Like, how do you spend that much for a cardboard? It's like,
I don't
Not
see the
me.
value, but then again, a lot of people don't see the value in some of the stuff that I spend money on. So to each
Yeah.
their own.
Exactly.
To each their own. But
one
yeah, I
man's
think
trash
that
is
was
another man's treasure.
I think that was a pretty good take for that. I'm gonna have to say Kasane, but you two, I don't know, y'all stubborn and
I
Foremost
might-
just straight up teleported. I don't know where that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who knows where that guy went?
I might go Kasane because you're talking about all these powers, and
You
I
gotta-
did not. I was not aware of all that. So
you gotta play that game, man. If
Yeah,
you guys haven't,
I'm gonna go with Kasane just for the fact that she's an anime character. Honestly.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Kasane does look pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. And also the Starlit Nexus is a game because I remember when they first showed that. Was that 2019 or something like that? When they first showed that, I was like, that looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I'm
I
not.
didn't see it until 2020.
I know Xbox heavily marketed that game, which is
Yeah,
pretty
that's what it
strange
was.
to
It was the
compare.
one. It was the showcase before the Series X came out.
Yeah.
The July showcase, and I
Because
was
usually
like,
that would be
okay,
like a PlayStation centered game, right? But Xbox is heavily marketing it.
yeah.
And that's why
And-
it's in Game Pass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody actually thought it was coming like day one into Game Pass.
That's what I thought.
And I think
See,
even
that's-
one time they said like they were not going to bring it into Game Pass, but then a few months later,
That's-
then they're like, "Fuck it, bring it to Game Pass."
That's exactly what I thought, and that's why I didn't end up playing it because I was like, "Oh, I'll try it. Like this looks interesting. I'll play it in Game Pass." And then when it wasn't there, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
so
buy it.
you're not gonna risk it. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that feeling though of thinking something's in Game Pass and whether it goes there or not.
Yeah. Who
Like
knows?
my excitement level for certain games like Scarlet Nexus and what was that? Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy. Like those ended up coming to Game Pass. Some of us thought they were going to be in Game Pass day one. They didn't show up. I was too excited and bought them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And sometimes that's cool. And so when it does drop in the Game Pass, it's really exciting. Like like for instance, knowing Forza is going to drop in the Game Pass and being able to get that that DLC for it and play it early and not have to worry about buying the game right away and just
yep,
flat out being able to play it, know you got the DLC, and then probably that game's in no, not probably, that game's going to go down in price. And I'll end up
yeah,
buying it before it leaves the service because I'm sure at some point they're going to want somebody to throw some more money at it.
Yeah, Xbox
yeah.
is kind of a spoiled us with Game Pass. We kind of almost expect every game to be on Game Pass at
That's
this
fine with
point,
me.
you know?
So when it
And then
doesn't, I'll just
even
buy it.
hey, we're even getting Sony games on Game Pass day one with MLB The Show. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I never thought in a million years that ever happened, but
Yeah, I
here
trolled that a little
here
bit.
we go. It happened twice already. So
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
it just I just find that hilarious.
All I put on Twitter was like I took a little quick video clip of just the PlayStation symbol at the very beginning where it shows the
Yeah.
triangle X zero and whatnot
Mm.
in square, and yeah, all I did
The
was say that
greatness.
logo, and but
Yeah.
above it it said Xbox Series S and X
Yeah, it's just
Xbox
so
share.
it's so cursed. It's so cursed just looking
All I
at
put in the caption was greatness.
That's hilarious. I thought I liked that.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love
Well,
that.
Yeah,
well now
Sony's probably kicking themselves in the ass just looking at that, being like, "Man, our game's on Xbox," you know, and they're probably forced to do it too, you know.
Oh, they were
Like, they had
100%
no
forced to
Oh
choice,
do
yeah.
it. They would never
and
do that if
they're
it was up
probably
to
it's
them.
probably killing them so much inside seeing that, you know.
If
Good.
if I was Phil Spencer, I would just be every year that comes to Game Pass. That would be my running joke of just
Yeah.
dying laughing every time you
It's-
see 2021, 2022,
Yeah, the moment
2023.
the moment they actually figured out that the MLB was forcing Sony to put the game on Xbox, Phil Spencer was like, "We have to put on Game Pass. We have to," just to send a
Yeah.
message, you know.
Yeah.
Like, no matter, he probably spent who knows how much money he spent just to get that game on Game Pass because he knew it had to happen.
Well, Xbox not
Exactly.
having a baseball game for a long time was a big
Yeah.
deal for a lot of
Yeah.
people. I mean,
Oh,
I know a lot of people that straight up switched to PlayStation because they wanted MLB The
because of
Show.
baseball. Yep.
Yeah.
right. I mean, those things that us in like Twitter that hop on regularly, we look past that stuff and be like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
a sports game. It's not
sports
real.
game, yeah.
You go to a vintage store and they got sports games everywhere to
Yeah.
be bought for like
$2
$2.
a piece. Yeah.
But there is a crazy like amount of people that we would never even think of that play these games that we think are just awful, like FIFA, Madden. MLB The Show is supposedly a great game, but
Yeah, it's one of the
I
better
played it
sports
for
games
like
from what I
10
played.
minutes and I was good.
It's-
I was good. I might hop back on it and do some like fun stuff on like an easy mode and just like screw around just because I can. But
on
I
Game
don't
Pass,
see
go for it,
myself. I don't see myself playing a season of that. Like, no, I'm good.
But hey, like I said,
Hey.
even people that straight up switch to PlayStation just because, well, I really want to play MLB The Show. You know, a lot of baseball fans,
They
right?
might be switching back now because all they got to do is
Yeah.
pay the subscription fee, and they get
that's it, yeah.
a new game every year. That's
And
crazy.
they
I
get a
think
bunch of other games
I think
on the
the
side.
last sports game not sports game, but the last baseball game I played was like MLB 2005, and it wasn't even it wasn't that the show.
No, it was
It
just
was
a regular
like
game.
It was before
yeah,
that
just
Sony
a
got
regular,
it, right?
just a regular game that you could get on any console.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
When did Sony get the MLB
like
rights?
07, I think.
It was
I
07.
think it was 07 because the show 07 is the first one I remember.
Yeah.
That was the show.
I think they had the
Yeah.
bigs too and stuff like that.
Oh, they might, yeah.
Maybe that was EA though. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy
Because
to
EA
think that
had baseball for a minute too.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy to
that's
think
the
that a
one I
whole
played.
sports franchise was exclusive to one console for this long. It's just crazy to even think about that.
Right.
Yep.
I'm surprised MLB didn't do anything sooner.
Oh
Alright.
man, yeah.
Well, you guys tapped on that, or you got anything else? Because I
I think
think
Kasane wins that.
I think I'm ready for
Oh
the
yeah,
takes of the week. I think this is gonna be pretty fun. I want Twan to go first because he seems like he had something up his sleeve.
I did have something. So we're going back to that Unreal Engine 5 showpiece that was showed off, right? And I know a lot of people said like this isn't impressive. This is something PlayStation games look like this for years, right? That's another thing I've seen where people were like, yeah, they're not impressed at all. This is just regular PS4 games basically.
Yeah, I heard it doesn't
Yeah.
look as good
Right?
as PlayStation 4.
Yeah, people
PlayStation
say
4 Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. And I
Oh
was just like,
God. Oh.
what resolution were you watching this video?
Yeah. They
Oh.
probably looked at a compressed Twitter tweet and said like, yeah, that's not impressive,
Don't
And,
even get me started on Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Man, I wish Foremost was here, and I know he would have something to say about that.
Oh yeah, about PlayStation.
Oh,
Every time, man, he gets lit
Yeah.
up about PlayStation.
He's like PlayStation. I'm telling you, they're gonna go under. That's
They're going
Foremost.
PlayStation's gonna
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah, Xbox is gonna stomp on them.
Do you think Xbox owns Sony?
Yeah.
You got a hot take? You got a hot take there, Matt, that you want to talk about?
Well, I did think it was like Twins. I thought it was silly. People were saying, that the demo didn't look good, but also, I saw an article by Kotaku, and I don't know if this is even a hot take. Really, it's they were asking a question. I think the question was, do we need these expensive remakes? And this was in response to Max Payne 2, which I'm
Oh,
assuming
Max
we'll
Payne
talk
1 and
about.
2. I
Yeah,
don't think we
which
brought that up yet.
I'm
Yeah, we
assuming we'll
haven't
talk
brought that
about
up.
later. We'll talk about that later in the show. But they were in response to that. They asked, "Do we need these expensive, big budget remakes?" And I just thought it was. I think it's a silly question to ask, especially in the case of Max Payne 1 and
Mhm.
2, because people like me and you, like I'm pretty sure we all know, Max Payne 1 and 2 was really good. But there's like a huge like Max Payne, as good as it is, it's like outside of Max Payne 3, which is like widely accepted as one of the greatest games of all time. Max Payne 1 and 2 were like cult hits.
Mhm.
Like they weren't huge mainstream successes. But what a remake does, in my opinion at least, is it gives that first of all, it shines a light on those games and it gets people interested. And maybe it'll be like maybe some kid who was my age, I mean I hope not, but who was my age when I first played Max Payne 1 and 2 will play those games and be like, wow, this is amazing. Then I'll play Max Payne 3, and then all of a sudden you'll have a bunch of kids going like, hey, where's Max Payne 4? Can we get that? And
Yeah.
I feel like that's the hope for any remake. It's like the same thing with what's the one? Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, the new
It's
PS5
like
one. Yeah.
exactly like
Yeah.
I mean I never played it on the original Xbox. That was one of the games I missed. But it's like people love that game and bringing out a remake for it, if it's good, maybe people will be like, "Hey, can we get another one of these? Like can we
Yeah.
make a new one?" And I think that's only a good thing to bring back things that we loved, make them better, and hopefully we can get a new version of the thing we loved. I feel like that's kind of the ultimate goal with a remake. I feel like
Yeah.
that's why that's I mean as bad as it was, that's why like Rockstar did the whole thing with the definitive edition. I mean,
Mhm.
it's terrible,
Yeah.
but it's like I'm sure somewhere in their heads they're like, hey, this will build up that hype train for GTA 6. This will
Yeah.
build up that hype train for GTA 6. This will also build up the hype train for people who are gonna hop in on GTA 5, whatever that edition was that just came out recently. Like, it's always to build hype for the next thing. I mean, at least I would hope so. And I
Yeah, I
just
feel
thought it
like
was silly.
those remakes are always made to fill in the gaps. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I just thought it was a silly question. Like, do we need the
Yeah,
remakes? I don't think we need anything, but I think it
yeah.
helps to have it.
Yeah, well,
Certainly.
I'm kind of like mixed on even the concept of remakes sometimes. I feel like there's games that need remakes, and there's some games that, in my opinion, that just don't need remakes.
Also
You know,
did.
for example, yeah, exactly, right? Like even just like another game, for example, let's say someone be like, "Oh, let's remake Pac-Man." It's like, why are you remaking Pac-Man? That's just a waste of resources. You know what I'm saying?
They did remake
Yeah,
that, and it was awful.
It's like,
that sounds terrible.
yeah,
Yeah. They made like a 3D one where you're like
yeah,
behind Pac-Man.
yeah, or
And
something.
it
What was
was,
this on?
I think it was
Was
on
that
the
on
OG PlayStation or
I
PlayStation
played
2,
it.
one of
Well,
the
no,
two.
you're
I
probably
played
thinking
it.
well like I don't know. There's like a Pac-Man World, and
I played whatever it was, I
there's a
played
lot
it.
of I think it's like even like what was the other one? I know there's a lot of Pac-Man games on the PS1, but
Well, it was a bunch.
Where there's
yeah, there
like
There's a
was
bunch.
Namco
yeah,
Museum
I
Namco
and
had
Museum.
that too.
I mean Namco in general, Namco is big fans of the PS1. They release a lot of games on the PS1 in general, but
yeah, but oh yeah, so one thing there's two things I'm worried about with this new Max Payne, but before I get into that, I just want to shout out Michael in the chat that said, "Shut up, Matt. You'll get Max Payne and Fortnite and like it."
Max Payne in Fortnite? Oh, shut
Playable
up, Mike.
character.
Shut up. I love you, Mike, but don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, my two issues that I have with this is like they are working with Rocks. I understand Rockstar's only like publishing it or whatnot,
Yeah.
but like that still makes me nervous because like where's the QA? Because they clearly ain't got none, and I'm just like a little nervous with that. And then secondly, I'm also nervous because they're doing 1 and 2, not just
Yep.
one of them
yeah.
and then coming out with the second one down the line. That makes me
One
extremely
in a
nervous.
package deal, right? It's just a 1-2 package deal.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, I'm
They make it
imagining.
sound. They make it sound. They said 1 and 2 as if it was gonna be like
Yeah,
2 games in one.
yeah.
So
that's how I read it.
That makes me
So there might be rushing
extremely
it almost.
nervous because the first thing I usually judge a game on after it comes out is the size. Like the size of the download. Like if this is gonna be like anything under 30 gigs, I'm nervous. Especially if it's a big game. Or a
Yeah.
game that has a lot of hype, right? Like for instance, I ended up finding out, or I didn't end up finding out later, but I knew that Shredders was an indie game, right? I was excited for it, but I lost a little bit of excitement when I seen how small the game was to download. Because I was like,
I
all right,
haven't
well,
built
in this at all.
the content isn't going to be
maybe they just
extravagant.
compressed
Game
it
is
really well.
the
Maybe they
game
just
is really
compressed it.
fun, right? But like it tempered my expectations after I seen the download. Same thing with Crossfire X. 7 gigs?
Oh.
What's this?
It's terrible.
So-
what it is.
So are you the type of person? Are you the type of person when you see like an 8 gigabyte file, you're like, oh, nice, yeah, 80 gig, it's beefy, right? Is that the type of person? you are?
I think that they have a lot to show off when a game is large like that. When a game is small, I usually have my expectations for it already, but they may go down just a little bit the smaller that it is. But I tell you what, I've been seriously surprised because I go into things thinking negative about it before positive. And I'd rather be delightfully surprised than coming in extremely excited just to get disappointed. And that's just
Yeah,
the
see,
kind
like,
of
that's what I-
that's
that's
my
what I do with the
mentality.
house.
It might be a little toxic, but it is what it is.
That's what I do all the time. I just because it's because then you're gonna get let down, right?
Right.
Be like, oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Then you're like playing. It's like, fuck, I was excited, right? Then you're just disappointed, right? I mean, that's what I did with
Exactly.
the House of Dead remake. I went in with like these low ass expectations, and somehow it even went lower. And I'm like, how did this even happen? Like, so that didn't work with me in that scenario. But usually it works. Like, I'll go in with low expectations and be like, okay, this is good. This is, and then I usually if it's really good, then it's like, man, then I didn't lose anything because I went in with low expectations to start. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I
So,
have that
I
same
can relate to
process.
that.
Yeah.
So
even
Twan-
with that's just with everything in general. Even let's say if Sony announces a state of play, I'd be like, okay, they're gonna announce nothing. And if they do
yes.
announce something good, okay, awesome. But I'm gonna go in there expecting nothing. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Twan, you got your hot take off. Matt, you got yours right. That was what we were just talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is kind of a fun little goofy take that I have personally. So Halo came out with a cookbook, right? We all heard about that, haven't we?
I don't
Yeah.
think I've heard about that.
I heard about that watching your show, actually.
Oh man, and I was reading Twitter when I found out about this, obviously. And I looked into some of the comments, and Matt, if you remember watching the show, I one of the things I had read was Halo comes out with a cookbook. What they
I'm looking at this right now.
what are they trying to show you how to cook? A half baked meal? And I
Oh,
just
wow.
died laughing at that.
That's
Even though I'm
pretty
a
good.
Halo fan, I was just like, wow, somebody thought about this.
That's fantastic,
Have
actually.
big meal.
Yeah, you
That
just
is
get directions
fantastic.
on how to make the bread, but they don't tell you the temperature to cook it. And then it's just never finished. You just never get to a finished meal in that cookbook. I just thought that was just
That's
that was
genius.
gold. That was
That's
gold.
That's
Like
genius.
whether that person liked Halo or not, like I
Oh,
had
yeah.
to give that guy his flowers because I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that's
It
genius.
is.
Half baked.
I'm just picturing opening up the thing and it tells you to cook half of what you're supposed to cook it for.
Figure
Like
it out
you're
yourself.
supposed to cook bread for like 30 minutes, but in that cookbook it says cook it for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
This is the verbatim way to cook it, and we don't have any tools for you to change it because it hasn't came out yet.
Deal with it. Fix it.
Oh man, I thought that was good. But
That's
now we
hilarious.
are down to Twan's game smush. So we're putting two
Oh,
games
I did my
together.
game smush last time. This is
Oh, was that the
foremost.
last time?
But look at foremost.
Oh,
is
it
not even here.
is foremost that was supposed to do it.
You cannot-
And yeah.
Yo, foremost.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Yes, here.
Who knows
Oh
what
my
happened
goodness.
foremost?
Who knows
Oh, my
that?
God.
If you notice,
We-
there's just no one there.
There's
No.
been no
could,
one there for like 40 minutes.
How
now.
long? Yeah, has it been 40 minutes now?
It's been a hot minute because we've been doing this show live for an hour and 48 minutes. There was like 10 or so minutes where we were live.
He was
and it
here.
was just
If you rewind the stream, you'll see he was here at one point.
he was here at one
He
time.
was.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh my
I can
goodness.
confirm that.
He promised.
So I don't know.
Just the
Reset the way.
worst. I think I
mean-
feel like we should just skip it because he's not
Or
here to
what?
even.
But I mean, he did write it
It's
down.
such
though. I
it's
mean,
such
you could
a
do some-
good. It is such a good mix.
What was
Yeah,
what was
all
the
right.
mix again? What
the
was
mix,
It was-
the mix
it
was
was
Doom
Doom
and Dead Space.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Doom 3 basically done. Yeah.
You could do that. You could do that, or you could do a third person Doom, which I just want to hear. I want to hear Mike's
a
thoughts on a
third-person
third
Doom
person
3.
Doom.
That's it.
Yeah, or yeah.
I
But
want to hear
today-
Mike's take on this in the chat. Like,
I would
bro,
love
like,
he's,
to.
he's the
like,
Doom
like
guy.
what you got to say about Doom and Dead Space being one game? Is it Doom 3, like Twan says?
It is
or
Doom
do you
3.
or do you feel like it would be something else? I don't know.
Maybe Doom
I-
3, but more violent because Doom 3 wasn't really that violent compared to like the newer games.
See, yeah,
know
I
what I'm
didn't play
saying?
much of Doom 3. I need to play Doom 3 because I
Because
think
Doom
it's in
3,
Game Pass.
Doom 3 is like Doom, but it's a lot slower pace and it's more of a survival horror experience.
Exactly.
So and that's
It's
basically
just-
what Dead Space is. Dead Space is a survival horror type game, right?
I think
So
that's just a bad. I don't know. Whenever he said that, when he suggested that, I just thought it was such like a great fit because it is
yeah,
essentially Doom. It is essentially Doom 3. Like
yeah,
it's
it
all.
is really Doom 3.
It's such a great fit that it's already happened.
Yeah, yeah, it's literally, the game exists. It's a game
Exactly.
it's already happened.
That's how good of a fit it is.
Yeah.
So
Unless you want to do it the other way around and make maybe a third person Dead
that's
Space,
what I'm
but it's
saying.
fast paced like Doom. Maybe you could do something
That
like
would be
that.
cool. That would be
So
really
it's third
cool.
person, it's Dead Space, but it's fast as shit and it's just
Make it
chaotic. I don't know.
Make it like a horror game that's not a horror game. Like make it
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of even an example of that. But like Doom 3, it's not super scary.
yeah.
It's not gonna it's not gonna terrify you, but make
I
it
mean, when I
like
was a kid, that scared
tense.
the shit out of me.
Yeah, dude, I remember renting Doom 3 and because the cover looked
It
cool,
was
I
on the
brought it
OG
home.
Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it home and my dad because asked my dad, I was like, "Can I get that?" And he's like, "You want that?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What do you?" He's
You
like, "What
want
do you
You
want?"
that?
gave
And I
that
was like, "The
dad look
cover
at the
look,
same
the,
time, too. You should have moved the glasses down just a little bit. You want that?
You want that?
Son, you want that?
And he's like, I'm like, "The
This
cover
is just
looks
Doom
really
3
cool."
cover. I think I have
And
it.
he's like, "Okay, I mean, we can rent it." I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, yeah." And
yeah.
I tried to play it. My dad watched me try to play it, and I turned it off in like 5 minutes. I couldn't do it.
No,
I
it's too
was done with
scary.
that. That game was horrifying when I was
Yeah,
like,
it
I
was
don't
really
know.
scary. I remember. I still remember my friend. He had an OG Xbox, and I had a copy of Doom 3. And it was just me, my brother, and him, and we're all huddling around the TV, and we're all like, "Whoa, whoa!" And then we got to the part
Yeah,
where we're like, the zombies started showing up, and we're freaked out on it because we're
completely
all like
freaked out.
9 years old at the time, so we
That's
all just
about how old I was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That game was terrifying then. But then
yeah,
I played it on my Xbox not long ago, and I was like, this
yeah.
isn't scary at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I,
even nowadays, like I don't really get scared with video games anymore, you know. It's just I'm kind
I
of past
do.
that phase.
I
I
do.
don't know.
All the time. I get scared shitless
It's
sometimes
more
with
like
video games.
it's not about being scared, it's more about the suspense. You know what I'm saying? For example, I'll play
Exactly.
Resident Evil 2 remake came out, and when I was playing that, when the freaking I think it's Mr. X came out, like when he's chasing you, it's like, whoa. Yeah, like like it's not like I'm scared, it's like, oh, he's coming, you know? It's just that suspense, you know? Just
Yeah.
him showing up.
Mike's
That's the part that usually gets me. But other than that, that's I'm not really scared of it. It's not like I'm gonna go to bed, be like, oh, I'm gonna have nightmares, you know, because I'm not scared of it. It's just in the moment kind of thing, right?
I can see that.
So
Mike says we'll have words in the party, Matthew.
Yeah, because I think he
yeah,
thought that you
even
wrote the
blind
last
actually
thing.
yo
Oh god.
blind giant actually has a good
Oh
point.
wait, what?
He says Dead Space 3, and
Dead Space 3 is actually I
because
mean,
that
from
drops
what
a
I
lot of
hear,
yeah, that drops a lot of the survival horror elements of the game.
yeah,
It makes
that's
it more of a
mostly just an
fast.
action game, is it
Yeah,
not?
so that's kind of that's honestly technically so basically both of these games exist in both scenarios. So yeah, if you really think about it.
Honestly,
So
Foremost should be making games, quite honestly, because
yeah,
he's
you know,
got
clearly they're so like just the ideas are so good. They both already exist in both
he should have
scenarios.
he should have copyrighted this.
Dude,
Yeah,
he clearly doesn't have time to make games, you guys. He
yeah.
seems busy.
He is a busy guy.
So, for example, let's say if you want to play Doom in a first person and you want it mixed with Dead Space, that's Doom 3. But let's say if you want a more action focused Dead Space game, that's Dead Space 3. So, either way, we have both of the scenarios and they both exist. And they're
Dude.
both the third entries as well. So, I find that funny as well.
Okay,
So,
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play because I've never like Dead Space scares the shit out of me. So what I'm gonna
yeah.
do, I'm gonna try to play. I'm not gonna play Dead Space 1 because that's still 30 FPS. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I want to
There's
play
a
Dead
reason why
Space
it's 30
2.
FPS though. That fancy
Yeah, the
remake came out
remake is
around that
coming.
time. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
nah, you're leaving at 30. We don't want to spoil,
Yep.
you know.
So I'm gonna play Dead Space. I'm gonna try to play Dead Space 2, and if that doesn't work, I'll just skip right to Dead Space 3. But I'm interested to see, and then I'm gonna play Doom 3
Yeah. Doom 3 is
because I
really good
kind of want
though.
to see how this plays
Yeah.
out.
All right. Well, now we're at our Or before, okay, yeah, we already went over that. So yeah, we're at our last topic, which is games that are forever under or overrated.
Man, okay.
Let's
Let me
go.
look.
So right now, since Matt is doing whatever the hell, I'm gonna say Twan, you should go
Uh,
ahead and give me a game that is in one
oh,
of these two directions.
I'll pull up one game right here actually. I don't know if you do you guys play much DS games at all?
Never had a DS.
This is actually a really good game. Honestly, in my opinion, this shit's better than Pokemon. Here, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. This game right here, Fossil Fighters. Have you heard of this game?
Nope.
This
I have
game over
not.
here. So it's basically Pokemon, but better in my opinion because I feel like the combat's a lot better. You have basically these three panels, and it's more strategic in a way because you could Yo, hey, I'm still. Are you listening?
Yeah.
I'm explaining something here. Okay. You're
No,
live.
I'm just looking back at some stuff. Looking at.
You're just too uninterested in this game. Anyway, but yeah,
No,
this game over
continue.
here, it's
You're
actually
fine.
yeah, it's a really good game. I actually played this. I remember I was so excited for this game when it was first announced, and I was like, I got it for Christmas that same year. And basically, instead of catching Pokemon, you dig for fossils, and then you dig up those fossils, and then you bring them back to life, and that's how you get these creatures known as Vivosaurs in the game. And and the thing that I really like about it is even like the graphics too. Like it really pushed the DS to its limits. Like it was a nice looking game on the console. And even the story was pretty good too. Like it was the most insane story. Like first, you're just a kid, finding fossils, and then for some reason time travel's involved, and then aliens are involved too. So you're like on a spaceship. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's like it's just like everything's going on at once. And then yeah, then after that, it's just after you do that, you're fighting some monster and you're fighting his brain or something. I don't even remember. Like it's been a while since I played it, but yeah, it was just a very underrated game. I think the series is pretty much dead because they actually released a third game on the 3DS, and it was just terrible. Like I think I'm assuming they just had a different developer or something. But after that, the
So
series has
that
been dead since. But
so you're saying that was a full series. That
it
was like a
was
full
it
series of
was a
games.
series of three games.
Oh,
The
okay.
second one, I just wanted to bring up the first one because I feel like this game doesn't get the love it deserves. And in my opinion, it's better than Pokemon. It just has more going for it, in my opinion. But
Okay.
yeah,
I
this is
find that
this is
happens a lot though, because
yeah
like games will have like a mainstream name, and then a knockoff will make a better version
yeah
of
yeah
the
because
game.
people be like, oh, it's a Pokemon ripoff, and they'll just throw off to the side, right? But it's like it's more than that. Like there's actually a lot in here
That's how
that's
I
just
felt with
completely different than Pokemon.
that's how I felt with what's that game, Zelda and
Mhm.
Phoenix Rising. I thought
Yeah,
Phoenix Rising was just hands down better. But
yeah,
since everybody's so attached to Zelda, they just look
yeah.
at that as like, oh, that's just a knockoff. It's not that great. And I'm just like, I don't know about you, but I don't like searching for weapons
Mhm.
half the time. I just want to fight.
Yeah. You with your hot takes.
Yeah, hot take,
Well, I
hot take,
mean,
hot take.
Hot
I,
take.
I
You're
I
just
think
full of them.
yeah, I think I would go with Zelda, but I think what Ham brings up, the whole weapon thing in Zelda is super annoying. It is really annoying. And I get why they did it now, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to stick to it for the second one, but it is incredibly annoying compared to Immortals where it's just so much easier, so much simpler. You don't have to worry about that all the time because in Zelda, I'll get a cool weapon in Zelda and I'll just not use it because I don't want it to
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, I'm just fighting enemies with sticks the whole time because I'm just scared
Exactly,
that
because I
because
just
yeah
don't
it
want just don't
because
want to lose it.
it's like a JRPG, right? When you're holding all the good shit, right? And like, oh, I'm gonna save this for the big final boss, right? But then by the time you're finished the game, it's like, okay, I have 99 of these things, I've never used them, because you're just too scared to
Yeah,
use them because you want to save the good shit till the end. And
yeah,
it's the same kind of scenario with Zelda because you have all these good weapons, but you never want to use them because you're scared they're gonna break, you know.
Exactly. That's how I feel playing that game.
So I'm fighting with sticks the whole time. Make it like a fork or something. I don't know, but I'm just too scared to use them. And especially since you're fighting goblins the whole time, you're just using the worst weapons you could use, right? Because you don't want to waste the good weapons on them. So yeah, it's just I wasn't a big fan of that whole system either, to be honest.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go second this time, and I'm gonna let Matt go last.
Alright.
I'm gonna go with Bully as
Okay.
an underrated.
Oh,
game.
thank God.
Oh, Matt was sweating.
I thought I was going to say
Matt was
Overrated,
sweating.
like, whoa.
The more he said Bully, he kind of stood up. He's like, I guess, yeah, that game could
Almost
go
got
both ways.
scared.
Adams.
He never
I guess
knows
it
what
could go.
direction I'm gonna go. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
Is this gonna be another one of Hamsterl's hot takes?
I mean, well,
I was
because
ready.
I do hate some games that are critically great, and I
Yeah, well, you just said
love
Breath
some
of the Wild.
games that are critically bad to some people.
Yeah.
So I mean, the one thing at least you can say is that I keep it honest to my own opinion. You know what I'm saying?
You certainly keep it honest. Certainly honest.
But Bully, I mean, I really need a game like that for these new consoles. I don't always need the most like pretty looking 4K Unreal Engine 5 type game. Like sometimes I just want to be able to screw around, do some fun stuff, and feel like I'm just being a little asshole. And that's exactly what that game makes you feel like, because you're doing some pretty messed up stuff in that game, but like it's just weird and goofy and fun and just random.
I'm pretty sure the most,
and there's other games like
up-to-date
it.
version. The most up-to-date version of that game is on the 360, right? I think that's like the last version of Bully that we got.
Yeah,
Right.
but
And, is
but
it
you can
backwards
play
compatible?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah,
Is it in 4K as well?
it's 4K 60.
Nice.
I don't know if it's 4K, but I know it's 60.
All right.
But it is backwards compatible. That's all I know. I don't know all the specs for it specifically, but it's a really fun game, and I highly doubt. I mean, not doubt, but I highly recommend anybody that hasn't played that game to play it, because Mike and Matt were playing it, and I got a little jealous because I was hearing all the crazy stuff that they were doing within that game. I looked it up and I was like, wow, this is a Rockstar game. Like, let's go. Like,
I gotta get back into it.
Like, let me try this out, because this is Rockstar at their finest time. This is Rockstar in
generation.
the heyday.
Yeah, like PS2 generation.
So I already knew before I even got my hands on the game that, hey, this is Rockstar in the heyday. This is going to be a good time. This is going to be a really good time, because they were focused on delivering a good game, not trying to make $1 out of you. And I feel like it's not just Rockstar, it's Ubisoft, it's Square Enix, it's EA.
Everyone.
It's all of these companies.
Bumbling it.
It's all of these third-party companies that see how well their games perform because they go everywhere. So now they're like, you know what? Now I'm going to get in everyone's pockets now, because they all love us already. They're going to buy the next year's copy, whether you like it or not, or whether they like it or not. And what we'll be able to do is implement something that they'll have to do it online to continue to put money into this, to make yourself better. And it's just awful, because at the same time they're selling you this game for $70. So it's just like they are so deep in your pockets, and some people are really, really looking to like say, oh man, like the quality of the game is the reason it's $70. I'm like, well, hold on a second. That can't be right, because these games are making a lot more money from microtransactions and stuff like that. So it's not exactly that they need this $70. Hell, there's a ton of games out right now that are free, that are making hand over fist with microtransactions. So don't hit me with this, oh, the quality's up, they need another $10.
Quality's down. Quality's down.
Ooh, that's
the
why do you think the
PS5 Square
quality's
Enix
down?
games. Those released
like you look at an example, and not to shit on them or anything, but it's like look at the Last of Us Part 2. I think that was probably the best one of the best games I played last generation. Even Uncharted 4. I'll go with Uncharted 4 also. One of the best games I played last generation. Why is Horizon Forbidden West 70 when those games were 60? Is it because it's more quality? I don't think it is. I think it's, and that's not to say Horizon Forbidden West is a bad game, because I bought it. I enjoy it for what it is. I think it's a step up from the original.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, you
not
could have
more
bought it for
quality.
60. You could have bought it for 60 on the PS4.
Yeah, I could
though,
have. I could
and
have.
then
I could
upgraded
have.
it for free.
I could have. But it's like it's not more quality to me than, certainly not than Uncharted 4 or Last of
Yeah.
Us.
Thing is, I
Or
don't really get it because with Sony, they're charging those same games for 60 on the PS4, but for some reason on
yeah,
the PS5, I don't know if they just look at
it's
if the
it's
ray tracing is worth the extra
no,
$10, or like I don't
it's
know
just a
what they
tax.
look at. Because
It's
yeah,
just a tax.
it's really just, it's like they're charging you extra $10 just for the sake of having the PS5 version. Like if that's
Exactly.
like I'm not sure how much of an improvement that is. It's mainly
It's not.
usually better frame rates, maybe ray tracing,
Yeah, but
4K.
I
But
don't
is
need
that
to pay for unlocked frame rates on my PC.
exactly right?
So there's no excuse other than it is just a tax. You're
Yeah,
part of
it's the
an
PS5
elite
tax.
club.
Yeah, the
You're
PS5
part of an
tax.
elite club. You pay the tax.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Crazy stuff.
I'm
But
glad
yeah,
I'm glad Microsoft hasn't jumped into that yet.
Not
Who
yet,
knows?
but I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
who
sure they
knows?
will. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will. And see, my whole thing is if you're gonna charge an extra $10 for that game, there better not be a damn thing wrong with it when it comes out, or you got some
Yeah,
explaining to do. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? So like a game like Horizon Forbidden West, yes, fun game,
Yeah,
looks great, but that game
100%.
had a shitload of issues when it came out, and it's like, this
I heard
is
it was straight up breaking
$70.
I heard it was straight up breaking PS5s at one
Yeah.
point too. Yeah, like I was
That's
scared. I was
not
like, I'm
good.
scared to put this game on my console. You know, like
Remember
that's
Returnal when it first came out?
yeah, it was crashing
Bricking
the whole time. Yeah.
consoles. That game
The
was, and it was
thing about
$70.
Returnal, the moment I heard Returnal was crashing, I was like, I'm not gonna buy this game until this is fixed. Because that is a major issue for the type of game that it is. It's a
It's
roguelike,
a
right?
horrible issue.
Yeah,
It's a
because
horrible
you're
issue.
playing this game for 3 hours, you're having a good run, crash. It's not your fault. Now you gotta start the whole thing all over again. That's terrible.
That
That
is
is
if it
not an issue you
doesn't
should
kill your
have.
console. That's
Yeah,
if it doesn't
exactly.
fry your console.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, they got that. They got that all patched up and good now.
Yeah.
But
Thankfully,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, like that's what we're putting an extra $10 on is
It's
stuff
like-
that ain't much improved than the $60.
Like getting these
Yeah.
games day one, you have a risk of breaking your console. So it's like, is it even worth it? You know?
Yeah, and
It's like-
to be clear, it's not just a Sony thing. It's like there's tons of people charging $70
Yeah.
when I don't think their quality's gone up. I mean, Rockstar is going to do the same thing. I know for a fact. I mean, I would like to be wrong. I would love to be wrong about this, but I got a pretty good feeling that I got a pretty good feeling that GTA 6 isn't going to be better than Red Dead 2. Yet that game's going to cost me $70, and I'm still going to get it day one because it's
Yeah.
GTA 6. I'm not missing it.
Right.
But it's
Same.
like, but it's like, I highly doubt the quality is going to go up to make me go like, you know what? I get it. I get why that's $70. I understand that. That makes
Yeah.
sense to me. When I've played games for less money, and sometimes significantly less if you want to count sales, where it's like, dude, like I could buy Skyrim right now for $30. I mean, I already have it, but I could do that and play it for thousands of hours. It's amazing. It's like there's no game that offers more value to me than that game. Yet I'm paying over double that for a game nowadays, and it's hit or miss. It could or it couldn't, and I just I don't get it. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Especially,
they
I think
definitely
it even makes
corner you a
less
little
sense.
bit into having to make that purchase to be
Yeah.
able to.
Yes.
But I think it makes less sense when there's also a PS4 version of the same game being charged for $60.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I would get the $70 more if, let's say, if it was only on PS5. You know what I'm saying? Because having that PS4 version and then having a PS5 version for an extra $10, it's just okay. I'm just paying to be in the cool kids club for that extra $10.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
But if it was only on PS5 and it's like, okay, this is only possible on the PS5, $70. Okay, I'd be like, I get it, you know? But that's not the
Yeah.
case, especially with these PS4 games that are releasing on PS4 as well. And it's like, and that's $60.
The most
Right.
the most egregious upcharge to me personally, which I mean, this goes against the grain on some people, but I think you guys will agree with me here. The most egregious one I seen was the Ghost of Tsushima one.
Yeah.
Was where you're paying $10 more to use what you bought.
100%. Features you bought the console for, they're like, give us $10 to use those.
And like, it's not even, they even updated the PS4 version to run at 60 as well on top of that. So
And
it's
that's
not even like you're
exactly
paying for that.
That's exactly how I played it. I was not giving them any more money to
Yeah.
to use features that I should have anyway because I bought the
Yeah.
console. What are you doing? That's I don't know.
Yeah,
To
it's
this
like,
day,
it's like
to this
upgrade,
day,
it's like
people are still
upgrading your.
defending that, and I
It's
don't
like
They
it's like
shouldn't be.
upgrading. Like
They
imagine
shouldn't
upgrading your
be.
graphics card and be like, okay, now you gotta pay extra to use the features that your graphics card can achieve. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly what it is. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
The excuse that I hear from a lot of people is, yo, but they had to work on that to bring that to the next gen version
Oh.
of it. And I'm like, sure, they might have had to work on that, but you
Yeah.
can't charge me for something that you say that they had to work on while saying, here's a brand new console that does this specific thing for
Yeah.
you. This console was made to do this. So now you're telling me to unlock my console's full
Yeah.
potential,
It's under a
I
paywall.
have to pay more money. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's madness.
It's like
To me, that's
and
like buying. To me, that's like buying a memory card for your PlayStation 2 to plug in to use Rumble. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It-
Yeah, if you
it's
want to use
so-
Rumble, you gotta plug in the memory card. It's like, but why? You know,
There's Rumble in it. Why
it's
can't
built
it
into the controller.
just make it do the thing it's supposed to do.
That's-
I don't get it.
No clue
that's
at all.
funny.
But anyways, obviously, Foremost is gone. So
No, he's got a great opinion on that.
yeah. We all heard it here today.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna go to Matt to close us out with the last game that's forever under or overrated, so we can
Wrap
do
this
our
thing
thing.
up.
All right. Horizon Forbidden West is over. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh, yo.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm waiting to beat that
No,
game
no, we're
before I have
continuing,
my
we're continuing.
opinion on that. But I hear
Yeah,
really
I need to beat it too.
Yeah.
But for underrated, because I wanted to go overrated, but I just couldn't think of something that was overrated off the top of my head. So underrated, I'm going the Wolfenstein reboot games.
All the
The
new order.
ones, New Order. I'm talking New Order. I'm talking what's the other one? New Colossus,
yeah, New
Old
Colossus.
Blood.
Yeah.
All three of those
Even
games.
what was the other one? The one with the girls? I forgot what it was called. The twins or something.
Young Blood.
he doesn't want to bring
yeah.
that one into this
Yeah,
conversation.
that
Don't
one
worry
we're gonna
about
leave that one out.
Don't worry about that. That's not important. But those three main games, or actually one of them the DLC, but all of them fantastic. Some of the best.
What's your thoughts on that 2009 Wolfenstein game? The one like the PS3 and the
I
360?
didn't even play it. It just didn't like. Because I didn't grow up with my dad liked Wolfenstein. He tried to get me into it, and it didn't click with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I played a little bit of it here and there, but I didn't think I played the 2009 one. I got back into it, or got really into it with the New Order.
Yeah, those are fantastic games.
And it's genuinely some of the best like FPS stories, easily of last generation, but probably of all time. Like all the characters in those games are perfectly written.
Like just the beginning of that game was fantastic. Like when he's in that that hospital and like I think for like years like he hasn't even stood up, right? And it's not till that point where he finally stands up and it's just so badass, because he's just been like in that state for
Dude,
that
when he
long.
when he goes back to that hospital, it's freaking intense, man.
He's in a wheelchair at
Like
the
how
start
long?
of one
Like,
of the games,
yeah.
just murdering
Yeah.
Nazis. It is
Yeah.
insanity. It's
I remember
one of
watching. I'm
the
like, yo,
coolest
this is
things.
so badass.
It really is. I mean, I'm hoping we get I'm hoping there's another one in the works. I mean, that's always been the rumor.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But I mean, those two games of last generation, probably some of my top 10 favorite games of last
You
generation.
think they're gonna be
Easy.
Xbox exclusive?
They should be.
Oh yeah,
You think they should
they
be?
gotta be.
They should be.
Yeah.
They gotta
I
be.
mean, I wouldn't expect them to not be.
Yeah.
They gotta be under the
100%.
umbrella that they're in right now. You know, I feel like it's a must. I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't this isn't an Overwatch situation where we haven't
Yeah.
acquired them yet and they're already developing the game. They're acquired already, and
Yeah,
we know
that's
that
fine.
they're
HUD. Yeah.
we know that they're planning on working, if not already working on something like that, and it's gonna be for Xbox only. And Phil Spencer made that very clear in his last press conference or sit down with God Howard and all that.
But are
Oh,
you
yeah.
comfortable with Machine Games still handling it, or would you even like to see it?
Oh,
software do it?
100%. Machine Games knows how to make those. They're
Yeah.
good at that. The thing I'm interested in with Machine Games is actually Indiana Jones. I'm kind of wondering
Oh yeah, that's right. They're working.
how they're gonna do that.
Are they doing both games, or would
I
they?
well, Indiana Jones is the only game that they're working on that has been announced.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if they're working on something else, but that's the only one that's been announced,
Mhm.
and that we don't even know when that could be.
That'd
That
probably
could
be their
be.
top priority. if
Yeah,
anything.
that could be something that's supposed to come soon, or that could be something that's coming in like 2026. I
I'm
mean,
sure they don't
who
want to
knows?
put any focus on anything else because they're doing something
Exactly.
that is
Licensed.
not theirs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not their license. So, and right now, like, let's be honest with ourselves. Xbox is in the show me situation right now,
Yes.
and they cannot afford to bust up a game that has so much love and lore behind it from movies. I mean, they have video games, yes, of Indiana Jones dating
Yeah.
all the way back to like I think
Even
like
the Lego
Sega
games. Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that. And
Yeah.
but this one was touted to be, you know, like
The Indiana Jones
yeah,
game.
a next gen
Yeah.
kind of like Tomb
We haven't really
Raider
had-
ish,
Yeah,
like
we haven't even had
Nathan
that
Drake-ish kind of thing.
amazing Indiana Jones game. We haven't had like a serious one, you know what I'm saying? Like that Spider-Man Indiana Jones game for the PS4, you know?
Not
So-
one. Hopefully, this is the one.
Yeah, hopefully it's that one that's just gonna knock our socks off, you know? Where it's like, this
Absolutely.
is the Indiana Jones game, you know?
I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see what they do with that.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's gonna be on the same vein as like Uncharted or something. you
That's
know?
what I would think. But if I'm not mistaken, I think. Well, I could be thinking about Perfect Dark, but
Yeah.
the thing is, like, Machine Games does first-person games.
So this would be like their first time doing like a third person thing, because I don't think
If it's-
Indiana Jones would work in first person.
That's what I'm
personally.
saying. If it's third person, the thing is,
Yeah.
they might do a first-person Indiana Jones game. Which, as much as you're saying that, and I kind of agree with you, because
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that
He
would
doesn't
look
really
like.
use
I'm
guns,
interested.
too. Like,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
just interested to see if they did a first-person Indiana Jones. What the hell does that even look like?
Yeah.
That's what
Maybe
I'm
like
interested.
some like Mirror's Edge shit. I don't fucking know.
I mean, it would be
he's got,
something
it's like
like
a
that.
platform where he's got like the whip. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
spitballing right now.
I'm excited to see what they're doing, and I hope they're working. I hope they've got a Wolfenstein in production. I'm sure they do, but I hope they announce it.
Shut your ass up. He said, but Elden Ring got whips already.
I use whips in Elden
Stupid
Ring.
ass. Oh man, I love that. Shout out to Sensei. You're a funny dude.
Funny guy.
Well, it's
Ridiculous.
technically true.
But anyways, I think that's where we're gonna stop the show, y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming out. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Even though
We're missing some
yeah,
person.
a
Tapped
quarter
out.
of our guest, or not guests, but dang, at this
Main
point, I'm starting
character.
to feel like he's
Yeah.
a guest. But anyways, thanks everybody
Foremost
for
is gonna start going under the special thanks. section of the credits.
Yeah.
Where it just says foremost.
Yeah, right.
But
But everybody go on ahead and let everybody know where they can find you. Matt, you go on ahead first this time.
you can find me at Matt Likes Games on Twitter. I tweet pretty much every day. I'm gonna start working on a review for Elden Ring, so that's gonna be up on my channel, Matt Likes Games, either later this week or early in the weekend. But I wanna get something comprehensive done for that. And I post, other videos there too, all sorts of stuff about Xbox, PlayStation, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, check me out there. Check me out on Twitter, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
Mhm.
All right, Twan.
All right. So I'm Twan. You could follow me at it's me Twan on Twitter. I'm on. If you want to even link up with me on like a gaming platform, I'm on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. All my IDs, they're all on the Twitter bio, so you could just find them there.
He even plays Crossfire.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
I got it installed. If you want to play it, sure, just hit me up. Maybe I'll just be down if I'm like drunk or something. I don't know. But,
Matt said, "Leave me
yeah.
out of this."
And then you can also find me every Sunday here. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
You're up.
All right. I'll take us out of here. Well, yeah. So Ham Solo 05 Gaming on Twitter is where you can find me for the most part. If you have any questions or inquiries or want to be on the show or yada yada yada, just holler at me. You can also catch me on TSWS Gaming. That's my main gaming channel, where I have a show with Loke every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, where it's called Bullsitting. We just kind of sit around, talk shit about gaming, have fun, and Cozy Beluga does some weird shit sometimes. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have Behind Them Sticks with various different guests. This coming week, I have Doc Dark 1985, and then also Crazy Louie on Thursday.
Yeah, let's go.
So this should be another fun week of shows. And then obviously you can catch me where you're seeing me right now every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. But thanks everybody for showing up. Make sure you play that greatness and leave that Xbox.
The chat was really lively this time.
Yeah, the chat was really lively, but I'm telling you guys, just stop.
Too Big says he made it.
Stop
Oh,
turning
too bad. You just made it, man.
You just made it.
Says he made it.
Yeah, he's already been been here longer than Foremost.
Hey, man, it's better late than never, man.
No, I'm just messing around. But anyways, yeah, thanks everybody that showed up. We'll see you next Sunday, or